Guys, why is my camera not working? What do you mean? What do you mean? Why is my... What the hell? Alright, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I just realized you can't hear Spotify, but now we're good. Give me 2 seconds. I gotta plug my webcam back in, I guess. Am I just screwed? Am I just webcamless right now? Why? Why is this happening to me? I've been a good guy. I don't need this kind of karma. Well, I might be I'll be honest, I might be cooked. Should I just rip it with no mic? Sorry, no cam? Or should I just like real quick restart OBS and just pray that it works? What are we thinking, guys? What are we thinking? No audio? What do you mean no audio? Alright, real quick restart. Holy moly, it worked. I'm shocked. I'm gonna be honest, I'm shocked that it worked. But we are here. Welcome back. Welcome home. That stage list looked sick. Hey, what do you mean? Did I leak? I didn't leak. I didn't leak anything. That was not like me. Also, oh my god, Newt, Aimbot, both of you, thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate you. Y'all are the goats. I'm alive. What's up, Zed? What's up, Fish? No, I am Note. How are we doing? Newt, Pigs, K, Bren, Cade, Morphin, Miso, John, Zencat. We got the whole gang here. How are we doing? He leaked? Oh yeah, okay, I leaked the streamer chat. My bad, guys. It's okay. We'll be alright. There are so many things to talk about. Distortion is tomorrow. I can't believe it's already here. This has been, I think this has probably been the most stressful 3 weeks of my life. Cause holy moly, dude, I think I had about 5 weeks worth of work that I tried to stretch into 3, and it turns out I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy. It's hard. It's really hard. You better not get insomnia tonight. I think you just cursed me. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna struggle to sleep. I'm really gonna struggle to sleep tonight. Cause even last night, I went to bed pretty early. I was awake, lying in bed for like 2 hours. It was just so hard. I have so much to be excited about. I am nervous. I will admit, I am nervous because, like, you know, for those of you that don't know, the main thing that I've been working on the past few weeks is this. This is the new Chonkbot. Instead of having things all exclusively on Discord, it makes way more sense for the tournament organizers to be able to do things through a website, because it's just so, Discord sucks. I'm gonna be honest. But this is what I've been working on. I can't lie, I think I cooked, but I am running up, you know, the biggest tournament of all time on currently untested software, at least at scale. I've done a bunch of tests, but you never know how things are gonna go. It's a little bit spooky. Loki, show me the rundown right now. I can't show you the rundown right now. I guess I can. I can kind of show you. Here, let me start this test event that I have. It's gonna take a second. I love seeing all the tests you be doing in the I've hosted like 100 fake I've hosted like 100 fake tournaments in the past like week. Do you play in the tournament? I'm gonna be commentating this tournament. I do play. But I can't play in any of the tournaments that I host. And for the most part, you know, the community needs someone to commentate, so I am commentating more often than not. Okay, wait, am I stupid? I am stupid. My fault. I should be in here. I don't remember what I was about to talk about. I'll give a demo on Chonkbot later. I think right now it's not working for double elimination. It's only working for Swiss filter and Swiss. But holy moly, guys. I didn't realize how stressful it would be having 145 people, because like I've done big tournaments before, and Ignition was a lot more stressful than anything I'd hosted before that, because 85 was a lot. But it's just so much more. We have like 100 people. We have like 100 people entering their first tournament ever, or something close to it at least. Like, that's insane. There are so many people whose first impression of the game comes down to how well I can execute on Distortion, which, a little bit spooky, but I'm excited for it. It is kind of ridiculous how stacked this is. Like, genuinely, we have almost every single top player. Kreutz, Rhinomorphin, Fish, Malena, Ember, Pausia, Evan, Lexi, Master XD. Like, if we go down the list, we have Duck. We have an advanced player at the 36 seed. Flowers advanced. The top 40 seeds are all advanced, and I think a little bit beyond that even. That feels insane to me. I don't know. I was not expecting this level of participation from people. Like, I was thinking, originally my plan with Distortion was like I was going to make a video and then post the video and include like an advertisement for it inside that video. And I thought that maybe if I did all that and marketed it as much as I could, we'd get up to like 150. That was a stretch goal. We got to 150 before I even posted the video. We have so many people that I couldn't post the video because I genuinely don't know if we could handle like a 200 or 300 person tournament, and that feels like a real concern now. 200 or 300 feels like something that could happen. It's kind of ridiculous. I'm not advanced, but I'm so high. Is that true? Where are you? Yeah, you might be a little bit too high. I think you just told on yourself, though, is the problem. I think you just ratted yourself out. Should have been more. You could have coasted. Doesn't it change if you change your Discord name? Yeah, it does. It should. Is your name currently Robert? Because if not, I can I don't know. If it is, I can change it. Marco Polo. We can go over the seeds a little bit later, Ember. For sure, we can go over the seeds a little bit later. I want to give the stageless sneak peek though, real quick, because I'm gonna be honest. Like, I went into this with the hope that we could achieve, the greatest tournament stage list ever. And that was, I was saying that just to inspire the builders, maybe make some good maps happen. I'm shocked. I'm genuinely shocked at how good the maps we got are. I'm going to show you part of it. I'm not going to show you the whole map so that people don't get gameplay, but... Also, hold on. Why is, There we go. You don't get to see the whole map, but... Let's have a look. This is Duck's stage. I don't remember the name, but... If you saw the gameplay on this and just the overall map... I think this is, like, genuinely one of the best maps ever made. Just period. It's so good. It's so good. It's probably, like, a top 2 map of all time. This map is insane. Genuinely insane. And if we're talking top 2 maps of all time, let me show you the top 1 map of all time. Because Awesome cooked so hard. And I wish you could see all of it. But it's so good. And the gameplay is phenomenal. And the aesthetic is insane. So you see this arrow and this cannon down here with the black holes? This is like calibrated so perfectly so that an arrow, threads the needle through the entire, a huge section of the level, creating, crazy unique gameplay. Crazy unique gameplay. This is like the best gimmick I've ever seen. Best gimmick I've ever seen in a map. Next up. This is all I can show you. This one was kind of hard to find, you know, a way to cut it so that you can't see the gameplay. But this is Royal Kiwi's map, and oh my goodness, it's peak, bro. It's peak. It's so good. Common Kiwi W. Awesome's got to be a top 3 map maker for me, no questions asked. Yeah, I gotta say, I think I agree. I mean, her maps are just insane. She has so many bangers. So many bangers. Awesome is for sure one of the most talented map makers. No question. Oh, I missed that. Also, Zencat. Hey, Zencat. Thank you for the sub. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you. Any support is very welcome. Speaking of support, if anyone is looking to help out with Distortion, we already have a bunch of community members, you know, helping out here and there, pitching some money for the prize pool. But in terms of how much I'm contributing to the prize pool and then expenses outside of this, I'm eating about $700 for Distortion. So if, you know, if anyone feels like, hey, I like what you're doing, Bojack, I want to help out and support, call me. let a homie know. No pressure, but definitely this ended up being a lot more than I expected. I'm broke. Hey, I feel you. I feel you. No pressure. No one needs to. No one needs to. I'm fine without it. But I'm probably gonna have to do payouts a couple weeks late because I need to wait until I get the next YouTube check. Pierre, thank you so much for the sub. You are the GOAT. Distortion finna be so peak. I agree. I think Distortion's gonna be crazy. Unmei, why are you saying bro is not Bojack? What do you mean? I'm Bojack, me. I might put in some more if needed. If it comes to it, we can talk things out. Bojack is overrated. I agree. That guy kind of sucks. Oh my good Newt. My goat. 5 gifted. Thank you so much. I appreciate you to no end. By the way, you know, in case anyone's wondering, Newt is the reason Distortion is happening in the first place. He offered me 200 euros towards, you know, he said if I wanted to host an event with a prize pool, he would offer 200 euros towards it. And immediately I took him up on it, you know. I would be a fool to pass that up. So that's how Distortion came to be. So thank Newt for what we have in store for tomorrow. All right. I want to show you guys the next map. This is Kiata's map. I can't show you too much. This one's hard to cut out the gameplay, but all I want to say, it's peak. This is some of the most creative gameplay I've ever seen. So good. So good. Bren, thank you for the sub, my goat. If I gift subs, will that go towards Distortion? Literally any... Okay, first of all, why is the music so loud? Any subs I get... So, okay. The prize pool for Distortion is fixed. That is $1,000, and that cannot raise. But like any subs I get go towards paying down what I'm putting into Distortion. That much is for sure. Like I had to pay a pretty hefty fee for the animation and for the logo, especially since it was super last minute. Like my other artist. No shade to him. Great artist. That's my homie. But he did have to bail last minute, so I had to find someone quick who could do the work well and fast. So that cost quite a bit. And then beyond that, I think there's like $600 going towards the prize pool, and I'm the other 4. Something around that. The logo is super cool. I love it. I'm actually so happy with how it turned out. Like, it's actually insane to me. Like, I'll show you. I'll talk about that a little bit more after I show you guys the last stage. This stage is by Quaz and by me. Quaz did the gameplay and like the structure, and I handled the gradient. This is all you get to see. But I think we cooked, bro. I think me and Quaz cooked so hard. Holy schmoly. Quaz Bow collab? Yeah. This is the biggest tournament in UCH history. Oh yeah, big time. Boo, custom colors, abuser. No. Here's the thing. It's first of all, if you look at this is Ducks map. We're using custom colors now. I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. It's just time. It's just time. I can't give any more information as to why it's time to use custom colors, but it's not such a bad thing. It's not such a bad thing, and I think one of the biggest things that turns people, new people away from UCH is just seeing how kind of ugly the custom stages look. No offense, like we have incredible creators, but we are doing the best we possibly can with the very few tools that we have. I think with more tools, we can just provide a better experience. I think custom colors look awesome. This event has just convinced me. Like, this looks insane. We defs do need more level making tools, for sure, for sure. Thanks for doing those colors for you. Yeah, no problem. Honestly, Duck, I was looking for an excuse to procrastinate. I was looking for a good reason to stop doing work on Chonkbot because it was soul sucking. At a certain point, it was soul sucking. This website has taken me like 150 hours, and I've done all of that over the last 3 weeks. I think that might even be underselling it. It might be a 200-hour situation because I've just been waking up and working and then going to bed and then waking up and then working and then going to bed. It's been a lot. As soon as Distortion is over, I might take like a week. Just like a week for myself. Because I need to cool down. Holy moly. I just joined. The Distortion maps will have custom colors? Yeah, they will. Jesus, commitment. I mean, I gotta lock in. I have to lock in. Not that deep, Unk LMAO. What do you mean it's not that deep? What do you know about it? It's absolutely that deep. I have 145 people who have committed their time to something that I'm doing. I have an obligation. If I don't give them a good experience, then I'm wasting their time. I need to do good by the people who place their faith in me. And especially, when I have community members who are giving money to me for the prize pool for my event. It is my responsibility to do a good job. If I can't truthfully say that I did everything I could to make sure this event was flawless, then what's the point? What am I doing? I've big aspirations. I see the future. I see where I want this game to go. And I feel like it's just not going to happen if I don't lock in. So maybe to you it's not that deep, but to me it is. Absolutely, it's that deep. Hey yo, have been watching tournament vids for a while, decided to actually participate even though I'm probably going to go 0-5. Much love for the work you put into this. Thank you so much. I appreciate that message. Anytime I see somebody getting into the game because of the stuff that I'm doing, that is the single best feeling. The single best feeling there is. I appreciate that. I wish you luck. I honestly think you won't go 0-5. This tournament has like 100 people who have never entered a tournament before. This is like, for anyone who's been on the fence, like, I want to try competitive UCH out, but I'm kind of worried that I'll get destroyed. This is your opportunity. This is as good as it's gonna get for a long time. It's gonna be hard to find another tournament with this many other new players to play against. I expected to go 0-2 for my first tournament, but went 2-2. That would be a blessing. Can we publish the not making it maps? Yes. Now you can. Now you can, because originally I was going to do 2 stage lists. One for the Swiss phase and then one for the bracket phase. But a few people didn't get their maps out in time, and I feel like I can't make a call like that on the final day. You know what I mean? But yeah, there are so many maps that are insanely good. Like even outside of the maps that I've shown you guys, there are so many phenomenal stages that people made. Like the B list would still be one of the best stage lists ever. It's just crazy how much the builders cooked for us. Bro, it's so cool to play against the players I grew up watching because this game has been around for a hot minute. Low-key, I love seeing stuff like that too, because like that's one of my goals with UCH. I want UCH to be a place where you can be somebody, you know? If you're really good at the game, I think it's cool that you can be somebody by being good at the game. You can like make a name for yourself. I just think that's a cool experience to be able to give to people. So seeing you talk about players you grew up watching, that's pretty cool. I like that. Imagine a newbie pairing against newer players in Swiss getting placed in pro bracket accidentally. Oh man, I would feel so bad. I hope not. I think we have so many strong players that realistically there won't be any new players in the pro bracket. But you never know. You know, I could be wrong on that one. Okay, wait, let me read the YouTube chat real quick. I'm so bad for this. It's so hard. I only started multi-streaming recently, and I feel like I have no idea how other streamers don't ignore one of the two chats every time. Phenomenal maps, by the way. Just remembered how hard everyone cooked. Yeah, I am so proud of the builders. I think another cool thing about it too is like in the past when we've seen tournaments with a good stage list, it kind of like pushes the boundaries of what people are expecting to do, you know? So like maps made in the future, I think will be even better. Once you see someone do something really well, it kind of influences your ability to make things going forward. What exactly is Distortion? Distortion is a tournament. It is a tournament happening tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. It is free to register. Just join the competitive UCH Discord and click on this register button, and then bam, you're in there. But yeah, it is very exciting. I am stoked for it. How do you feel about Ultimate Sheep Raccoon? I think the release was a little bit rushed. I think they did it a bit too early, because like I think it's in good hands. I've talked with the developers. I mean, hell, I've talked with the guy who owns the company. I've talked with him about the direction Ultimate Sheep Raccoon's going in and the direction UCH is going in, and I think they're in good hands. I have faith. I have faith for sure. That being said, you know, like UCH is the game that I play, and while USR is technically a sequel, they're very different games. You know, it's hard. I'm never gonna have the same love for it that I have for UCH, just because it's hard for me to love anything as much as I love UCH. But I do think they're in good hands. Wow, what is Ultimate Chicken Horse? Ultimate Chicken Horse is the greatest game ever made. I wish UCH had official mod support. It would be peak. It would be peak, but like for what it's worth, we do have a bunch of great mods for sure. Oh my God, horsing. My goat, thank you so much for the 5 gifted. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I forgot I have a job. Dude, it's crazy. We have a lot of people in the UCH community who have jobs now. This is sorry to say the J word. That, you know, my fault, guys. That might be triggering, but people growing up watching UCH and seeing them as like celebrities feels so weird. Oh my God, yeah. I mean, did you guys see the message the other day? Where was it? How far up do I have to scroll? I think I have to scroll a while, actually. How far do I have to scroll? Alright, well, my bad. I guess it might be gone because I accidentally deleted the tournament like a week ago. But for those of you that didn't see, there was like a 45-year-old mom who came into the Discord and was asking all these questions about competing in UCH because, you know, she wanted her 8-year-old son to be able to take place. But, you know, he's 8 years old, he's not allowed on Discord, so she's doing the Discord side of things for him while he plays. And she was talking about how, like, you know, they like watching my videos, you know, together. I think that was so cute. So cute. He said his favorite players are Raito and me. That's awesome. Bojack, can't believe I caught your stream. I've been playing comp for a few days now, and I've only been able to play with one player, Schlumpsk. How good is he? Schlumpsk is really good. Schlumpsk is a very strong player. I mean, he has ranked wins on Kreutz and Morphin, I'm pretty sure, on the top 2 players. I think he has one on Raito too, actually. I'm pretty sure Schlumpsk has a win on the top 3, which is ridiculous. Slumsk is really good. Yeah, don't if you feel bad about losing, don't feel bad. He's great, strong player. Bojack, you will have your $700 by the end of the stream. That would be absurd. That would be ridiculous. Can I ask a question? Yeah, you can. Oh damn, I caught the stream. Oh, what's good, Isaac? How you doing, homie? I liked your video. I watched it. I watched it all. I think it was probably your best video. Either that or your Melee video, but good stuff. I like where you're going. Schlump does not have a win on me. Okay, I guess Schlumpsk has a win on you. Sorry, on Kreutz and on Raito, but not you. Boja, I pinged you with a message the mom sent, by the way. Alright, yeah, here it is. Here it is. This is so cute. I don't know. I've received a million compliments from people saying that they like my videos before, but I think this is probably the best compliment I've ever received, genuinely. I feel like it's so cute. The thought that, you know, a mom and her little son bond watching my videos. That's cute. That's really cute. We're so back. Kiwi, we are so back. W mom. Facts. W mom. W mom. Your audio is cutting out a lot. Is it? Is that real? Can someone else tell me if that's true? Do you think a UCH2 could work? Yeah, I think a UCH2 could work. I'll admit, when I first saw that USR was coming out, I was a little bit curious because originally they were planning on making a completely different game altogether, but I think that fell through. So then they ended up making a sequel. But in my eyes, if you're trying to make a sequel to UCH, you're doing it because you think it would be a money printer, right? Like we can be honest about it. UCH has millions and millions of copies sold. If you make a second one, you're probably going to make millions and millions of dollars. It's a money printer. So I was confused when they made a sequel, but they didn't just make UCH 2. I feel like there is a lot of room, like, there are so many ways that UCH as a game could be improved, but you can't really do it without just making a sequel and starting from scratch on a few things. So, like, yeah, I think UCH 2 really could work. I would love it if they did it. What's the event? The event is Distortion. It is this. If you want to register, go to the UCH Discord, competitive UCH Discord, and click the register button right here. Bang. It is cutting? Is this like a YouTube thing or is this a Twitch thing? You guys let me know in Twitch. Oh my goodness. Holy moly, Zencat 10 gifted. What the hell, guys? This is absurd. Thank you so much. This is like the most support I've gotten in a single stream. Thank you. You are the GOAT, bro. Oh my gosh. Discord registering is kind of sick. Never seen it. Yeah, I realize that UCH kind of has a problem. Like, if you look at other larger gaming communities, they can afford to have more complicated registering processes and a higher barrier to entry because they already have an established player base. But, like, my goal is to grow UCH as big as I can. And if I want people to get involved with UCH, I need it to be as easy as possible to do that. So, like, right now, you know, in other communities, maybe you need to sign up for a website, get an account, and then register for a tournament there. Here, you can it's just one button, and then boom, you're in. It connects with your Discord account. It's awesome. Oh my god, bro, what the hell? Isaac, thank you for the sub. Hack at 10 gifted. Guys, this is ridiculous. What the? Thank you so much. I might actually, put a serious dent in the money I'm putting into Distortion. This is absurd. Thank you so much, guys. You are all the goats, seriously. I'd rather just get more UCH updates than a new game. Yeah, I mean, anyone would. Yeah. But I wouldn't mind both, you know? Both is possible. I think from a game design perspective, you do reach a certain point where it's hard to add new items into the game. Because, like, it's harder to provide a cohesive experience when the pool of items you have to choose from is large enough that you don't consistently get the same things, you know? I think they could remove a lot of the items that currently exist in the game, and it would not be that bad. But, obviously, they can't really do that with the current iteration of the game. I think the problem with getting into UCH comp is the text. I entered Terra Incognita as my first tournament, and I got whooped on the spot. That is a very, very real. Okay, give me a second. I gotta get back to it. Oh my god, I looked away for 2 seconds. What is happening? Evan, thank you for the sub. Pier, 10 gifted. Aimbot, 5 gifted. Guys, what the hell? This is absurd. Holy moly, thank you guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate the support. Every penny is going towards Distortion, so thank you. Seriously. What was I saying? The problem with UCH, yeah. There's such a high barrier to entry. It's so hard to get involved because, like, if you're playing against somebody that knows any amount of tech skill and you know 0 tech skill, you're just gonna get owned. Oopie, 5 gifted. Thank you so much. Good lord. I appreciate it. This is insane. I've never seen close to this much. We have 60 subs right now. What the hell? That's 50 this stream. I've never come even close to that. Thank you so much. Yes, I will complete a finished thought. I swear on my life. I will complete a thought without. We have a second now. Yeah, the barrier to entry is high because people who know techs are just so good. I do have plans though, I will say. As soon as Distortion is over, I'm planning on starting up a weekly tournament series where only newer players are allowed to enter. So you won't have that same issue of just being destroyed by somebody who knows tech when you don't. I'm also actively working on an updated guide series to learn tech. Because I think right now the system we have is a little bit outdated. Just a little bit. What's happening? Oh, what the hell? What is this? 10 gifted from Newt. 20 gifted from Toast. Guys, what the fuck? This is absurd. No, guys, stop. You can let me speak. You don't have to interrupt me. I appreciate this. This is insane, though. Thank you so much. Wow. Guys, it's been like 10 minutes and 65 subs. That's ridiculous. Seriously, I have no words. I feel like I can't say thank you enough. Definitely catching a bit of a W here. I appreciate it. I really do. I'm excited for tomorrow. I am. I feel like Distortion so far has proved to me that UCH has the potential not just to be bigger and niche. I think UCH has the potential just to the moon, man. UCH to the moon. What's stopping us? We have 150 entrants and I barely advertised the tournament. Like, compared to what I wanted to do, I think I realistically could have gotten 300 for this tournament. And we're on a growth trajectory. Who's to say that a year from now we couldn't be looking at a 1,000 person event? It sounds crazy. You know, we're talking about Ultimate Chicken Horse being played competitively. It sounds crazy, but I genuinely just believe in this game so much. I feel like we have so many talented people in the community now who share that same vision and see that goal. And now, as soon as it feels like it's possible, I feel like everyone, I don't know. I just feel like something's happening with the community lately, and it's kind of awesome to see where everyone's kind of rallying behind this vision. And let me tell you too, based off of what I know, based off of the information that I have, which I can't yet tell everyone, Distortion is only the beginning, man. Distortion is only the beginning. There are some seriously exciting things coming in the next month. Like, actually ridiculous how exciting they are. Wait, why does it say... Did I miss another... Wait, I'm so confused. Tell me I didn't miss a big... It says I have 95 subs right now. Who did I miss? How is that possible? Guys, what the fuck? Pardon my French. You know, I know there's some kids who watch Shirley, but that is ridiculous. Thank you so much. We don't care about the wedding duck? Bro, no, listen. I don't want you to have to explain to your wife, like, I'm sorry, we can't invite your whole family. Like, your auntie and uncle can't come. Bojack needed the gifted subs. Did I miss? I saw Toast. Or Toss, or however I say it. But why is it at 95? I feel like if I missed somebody giving out gift subs, I'm so sorry. Let me know, please. I would love to thank y'all. This is insane. It's UCH. It is pretty serious. Dude, UCH is serious. I look forward to the day where I can make videos. Like right now, when I make a video, the entire reason, the way I structure things, the reason that people click on my videos is because they don't expect UCH, Ultimate Chicken Horse, sounds like the silliest game in the world. They don't expect there to be a competitive scene. So when my videos talk about pro UCH, there's like a disconnect. They're surprised by seeing that, so they click. I don't want that to be the way that I have to get views. I want UCH to be such an established thing that I can make whatever kind of content that I want, and UCH being a competitive thing is just understood by the masses. I feel like it's possible. UCH is just the coolest game in the world. Haka, oh my goodness. Are you serious? 25 gifted? That's crazy. That's crazy. I could cry. I genuinely... You guys are too nice. This is insane. What the hell? Bren, you might have been cooking. That's insane. That's genuinely ridiculous. I honestly don't know what to say. Seriously. We're seeing the competitive scene building up live in front of us. To the moon! I'm saying to the moon! What's stopping us? Like, imagine if we could live in a world where it was possible for, like, Morphin. What if we lived in a world where Morphin could make a career by being the best player? Or Kreutz or Raito or like any of those people. You know, why can't UCH be an esport? Why not? This game is awesome. It's the greatest game ever made. I don't care. It's awesome. Oh my goodness, 5 more. God does things. Thank you so much. Thank you. This is guys. This is ridiculous. Truly ridiculous. Thank you so much. Perfect opportunity to do the dance stream. Listen, I'm not properly dressed right now. Now's not the time. Now's not the time. Also, if anyone here is currently watching, and isn't registered for Distortion, it is time. Lock in. If you aren't in the Discord, here's the link. We are so close to 150 entrants. I think we're going to get there before tomorrow. It's so simple. Just join the server, click on this register button, bang! UCH is great in every regard. I agree. Some Scratch games have competitive scenes. Yeah, it's true. People will compete in anything. And I think that's one of the most beautiful things about, you know, being human. I think it's so uniquely human that we compete in everything. It doesn't matter what it is. I feel like it doesn't need to be something that a billion people care about for it to have meaning. I could be competing against one other person for my entire life, and I create that meaning myself. And when it comes to UCH, I feel the same way. I've had so many people throughout the years, saying stuff like Ultimate Chicken Horse, you compete in that? Like, who cares? You're probably competing against 5 other people, or that's probably the easiest game ever. There's a lot of dismissive people out there, but like, it doesn't really matter, you know? It means to me what it means, because I love this game. I truly, truly love this game. I'd be happy with even 1 win. I think you get there. I honestly do. There are so many new people. Entering. This is the best opportunity for you to dip your toes in the water. I'd be happy with me making 0 mistakes. Oh, you're talking about TOing. That's true. Also, okay, for anyone here, this is important information. Aussie, Tornado, and Pigsmaster are all co-TOing with me, because since I'm going to be commentating during the bracket phase, so I'll be TOing the Swiss phase, and then as soon as we get to the bracket phase, those 3 are going to be the TOs. Tornado for the pro bracket, Aussie for the intermediate, and Aussie just in general, if you have big questions, ask him, and Pigs for the beginner bracket. So if you have questions and you're wondering who to ask, those are the guys. Those are the guys. I'll do everything for Distortion. I'll even go to sleep early. That is a big, for UCH players, that's a big ask. Oh, I play comp, but I'm not the level of like Morphin. I'm just semi. Hey, listen, that is the nice thing about Distortion. It is open to all levels of skill. Like seriously, this is the best tournament you will ever get in terms of being able to play against people who are not pros. Like if we look at this is the most stacked tournament ever. I'll say that much. You know, I don't think that's a crazy thing to say. The 43rd best player right now is advanced in the Discord, and advanced players would win any match in a public lobby ever. But even with that, that's 43. That just leaves us with 103 more people. You know, that we have just under 100 people entering their first tournament ever. If you're afraid that you're not on the same level as Morphin or Raito or any of those guys, it doesn't even matter. Yeah, that is LeBron James. That's a real LeBron James, by the way. I was talking to Bron about this. He said he'd enter. I call him Bron, by the way. We're close like that. I have to get up at 6 a.m. tomorrow, and the tournament doesn't start till 8:30 p.m. That's going to be... Wait, 8:30 p.m.? No, TJ. The tournament starts... For you, the tournament starts at 7 p.m. This is important. Everyone should know. The way that Swiss Filter works, the top 12 players get floated to the pro bracket. So they automatically qualify. Let me find the pro bracket. These 12 players don't need to play in the Swiss phase. Everybody else does. So these players start at 3:30. Everyone else starts at 2 p.m., where you play 3 matches and get sorted into whichever bracket you're in. Holy moly, finished with a level 12 hype train. I don't know if I've ever seen that. That's insane. Guys, again, thank you so much. Seriously, I'm very fortunate to have a community filled with people who share my vision for where this game can go. What's stopping us, you know? This game's awesome. If there's no one left playing UCH, then I'm dead. I will be playing UCH until I am 80. I don't care. Why do so many people think UCH isn't a skill/competitive game? My friend just thinks it's a party game. Some people just don't know. You know, the competitive scene isn't out there yet, you know? Not enough people have heard about it. And not enough people realize that, like, there is serious, real depth to this. It's awesome. I'm probably going to commentate during the Swiss portion. That's not a bad idea. I'm surprised you don't want to, like, warm up. That's crazy. When I'm in a tournament, if I don't have, like, an hour or 2 hours of warm-up, I play, like, dog water. Like, it's kind of insane how much worse I play without warm-up. Me and Bojo going to be chilling in the retirement home, grinding UCH? Absolutely. Where am I in the seedings? TJ, you are somewhere in, like, 50 or 60. Somewhere in that range. So you will be playing in the Swiss phase. People don't know because of how underground it is and how difficult it is to get into. Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. But we're making progress. Bit by bit, UCH will be easier and easier to get into. Also, real quick, since we have so many more people here now than we did when I first showed the sneak peeks, I'm going to give you guys another quick sneak peek at all of the maps we're using tomorrow in Distortion. I'm not showing you any of the gameplay, just sneak peeks. First off, we got Ducks map. Banger. Banger. We got Awesome's Escher Gardens. Beautiful map. Royal Kiwis. You can't see. I can't show you very much because everything's in the gameplay, but Kiata's map. And Quaz and I's map. We got some heaters. I am actually so excited for you guys to see the full stages because I am blown away. I'm truly blown away at just how good the builders did. You know, it's the best stage list I've ever seen. I cannot wait either. Genuinely. I agree. Kiwi, Awesome definitely made the best map she's ever made, IMO. And that's crazy because she already has some of the best maps I've ever seen. Up there for sure. Why is Unk Duck seated so low? You're seated 35th. I feel like that's pretty good. I could move you. I'm probably going to reseed this section of players. I'll probably go over it with like Ember or something because, admittedly, you know, I have a blind spot when it comes to skill levels in this range. Duck is really hard to see. It's true. Is a 3-block vault? Yes, a 3-block vault is possible, TJ. I have wonderful news for you. Do you know what else is so exciting? Like, obviously, I'm excited that the tournament is stacked. I'm excited that it's as big as it is. I'm excited about so many things. But what I'm really excited about is, like, This is the most narratively rich tournament I think we've ever seen. Like genuinely, like right now, if you think about this season, who's rank 1? Is it Kreutz? Is it Raito? Is it Morphin? Like, there isn't an answer. All of them have arguments for being ranked over each other. Raito's 1-2, Kreutz is 1-2, Morphin's 1-1, but he's had great results outside of it. Like, this is, realistically, whoever of these three wins this tournament is in the lead. That's crazy. We actually have, like, a serious bat. Like, normally, the past 2 seasons, like Kreutz just dominated last season. Obviously, he was the rank 1. And the 2 seasons before that, Morphin just dominated. He was the unanimous rank 1. For once, we have, like, a real competition. Like, I'm excited to find out. This is what I love about tournaments more than anything, is, like, we have 148 people going into it, and at the end of the day, one person's going to come out on top. I don't know who the best player in the world is, and I'm excited to find that answer. That's so cool. And, like, even beyond that, there's so much happening here. We have Fish is, like, on a tear. The past, like, year, he's been getting so much better, and he's I would say that, like, he's one of the players who has the best chance of breaking out into that top-tier player who can just win tournaments on a whim. We have Milena. You know, she doesn't play that much party. She's kind of untested, but she's obviously the best challenge player. She's so comically good at the game, and we get to see her live in action. I'm hyped. Ember's the wild card. She can just win against anyone. She can clutch the crazy shit out of nowhere. And she does time and time again. Pausia, we haven't seen her that much lately. She's coming back for this event. I wanna live in a world where, you know, we see a big Pausia W. Evan has been getting ridiculously good lately. I think Evan's going to be the next top player. That's my prediction now. There's just so much happening. There's so many questions and so many answers that, you know, I only have access to if I watch tomorrow. I'm hype. I want to get better at the game, but pretty sure anyone in the actual competitive community would beat me without difficulty, even if they're in the beginner tier. Okay, I will say, this tournament is about 1/3 people from the competitive community. Once you get past 50, a majority of the people are not active in the community. These are a lot of people who are entering for the first time ever, you know? So if that's a worry, I honestly would not be too worried. I think you have a good chance. And beyond that, in the future, very soon, there's going to be a tournament series where only lower level players are able to enter. So if you're afraid of losing too badly, you know, the future is looking bright. The future is definitely looking bright. I think Gaming Beast can become a top player. Absolutely. Absolutely. I will say, I think I can foresee a world where both Evan and Gaming Beast are, like, racing to be the first to win a big tournament. Because I think they're both on that trajectory. They both started at a similar time. They've been rivals the whole time, constantly playing against each other. They've been at similar levels of skill. And both of them are clearly on the path towards becoming top players. I want to see. There's so much I want to see. The future is so bright, it's kind of blinding. It is. It genuinely is. It genuinely is. When you say lower levels, at intermediate and below, yeah. I'd say intermediate, like even like mid to low intermediate and below. Because there's a lot of high intermediate players who are quite good. Genuinely. Do you think I could become a top player? I feel like everyone is so far ahead of me that it would be impossible to become a top player. I think you 100% you can become a top player. The nice thing about UCH is that, like, the meta moves quickly. And as time goes by, it becomes easier to catch up to people. Like, I have 5,000 hours in the game. But over the course of those 5,000 hours, over the course of the last 7 years, the community has been improving. You know, and as the community improves, it becomes way faster for you to catch up. You don't need to put in 5,000 hours to get to the level that I'm at now. And the same thing is true of any top player. You know, like Evan, I think he's only put in a bit over 1,000 hours. And he's already, you know, reaching towards the top level. Because the UCH meta has just developed so rapidly over the past little bit that, like, you don't need, you know, a ridiculous amount of hours right now. I think give it a few years and probably it will take longer and longer. But right now, like, if you want to be good, this is the time. You can. You absolutely can. Absolutely. Just know I went from a person who didn't ever have the game to a lower advanced player in a month. Don't be scared of better players. Absolutely, for sure. UCH is kind of special in the sense that you really get out of it what you put into it. If you genuinely practice, or if you genuinely love the game and you grind, like, you will get good, and a lot of people get good fast. Some people just have a natural understanding and feel for the game. Like, it is possible to reach a top level quickly. Very quickly. Yeah, GameBeast hit top 20 before he had 800 hours. 100%. I've only got 50 hours. Hey, I mean, at the end of the day, hours is not everything. If you're using them efficiently, even if you aren't, like, I don't know, you can get good fast. You really can get good fast. There's nothing stopping you. Okay, let me read the YouTube comments for 1 second, just so I'm not, because I'm so bad for this. I hope I haven't been missing too much. Hope I'm not missing too much. I really do love this game, though, and I didn't know there was a competitive side of this game until you made that protagonist video. Yeah, I'm honestly, the protagonist video. Okay, wait, not the protagonist video. The Raito video changed my life. I feel like that was the big turning point for me, where, like, my life before that and my life after that has just been so foundationally different. I think the protagonist video was the better video, though. I rewatched that recently. I'm really proud of that one. Do you have any advice for controller players? Sadly, not too much. My advice to everyone, though, is just learn how to NST. Get good at precision, and you will get good at everything. Precision is the most fundamental skill, for sure. Also, guys, real quick, if you want to drop questions in Ask Bojack, drop them. I will answer them. If you're not in my Discord server, feel free to join. Is it bad if I don't progress in as little hours as others? No, I don't think that's bad, because, like, the thing about competing is that it's not just competing against other people. I think, for me at least, the biggest thing that competition has done for me, and it's been a massive part of my life, the biggest thing that competition has done for me is, like, it teaches me about myself. I learn more about me as an individual by learning what my limitations are and finding out how I can work to overcome them in a way that I don't think you get in other places in life. Like, getting good at UCH has made it easier for me to get good at anything, because I've just learned more about me as an individual. I've learned how I work. It's awesome. And I think the fact, if you feel like you're a player who doesn't get good as quickly as others, that just means that there is a huge opportunity for you to grow as a person. That's what competition is about at the end of the day. Truly. I don't think that's possible for me. Not with that attitude. Thank you, Bojack, for making me feel better about my hours. Yeah, honest to God, if you put in hours before the community grew, those hours were just less efficient. Like, the more, I don't know, the more resources there are and the more developed the meta is, the faster it is for people to catch up. Like, I think if I started today and put in 5,000 hours, I think I would be an infinitely better player than I am now. That's just kind of how it is. Hi, can you teach me how to 3-wide really quickly? Sorry, TJ, I cannot. There are too many people. Advice for building hype while streaming the intermediate bracket. That is a good question. Commentary is hard. I will say I do have a write-up. I have a write-up about this. If you're looking to get better at commentary, read this. I did as much as I could in there. I think it's just a hard thing in general, but my advice, I feel like I would have to listen to more of your commentary to have a good answer for you specifically, because it's like such an individual thing. A big part of it is definitely controlling the volume of your voice, knowing when it's time to talk loud, when it's time to talk fast, when you need to talk about something unrelated to what's happening on the screen, and when you need to interrupt that to, you know, acknowledge that something cool is happening. It's hard. It definitely just comes down to getting good at controlling that through your voice alone. It is difficult. A big reason I like this game is that the comp community is so small that you can really just talk or ask questions to top players in Discord. Also, what do you think the game would look like if it was one of the biggest games of all time? Those are two wonderful... Okay, not question. The second one's a great question. The first one, I agree. That is one thing that I'm kind of sad about. As the community grows, I feel like I become less and less available. Like, I just get so many, I get so many people DMing me throughout the day, and I feel bad that I can't really respond to all of them. But like, I can't. There's too much. I want to be available. I don't want to, become one of those guys who's, feels like he's above other people or feels like he's too good for this. But it is definitely getting harder. It is definitely getting harder. As for what UCH would look like if it was the biggest game of all time, I think the strategic meta would be ridiculous. Like, actually ridiculous. That's one of the areas where UCH has the most room for meta growth. Because right now, it is getting better. People's building is improving as a whole, but it is mostly just Morphin is by far the best at it. And there's just so much room to improve. So much room. I think knowledge checking would be more of an issue. As games get bigger, it's harder to have shame about playing in a way that's lame or bad for the game. I think knowledge checking would become bigger unless we did big things to combat it. And if knowledge checking became bigger, we would have teams of people working together to lab things out and share information with each other, because that's more efficient than doing it as an individual. That's what I think the meta would look like if it were the biggest game ever. Ultra Autism. Ultra Autism says, what's the largest event in UCH history that you're going to talk about? That is Distortion. Distortion. This is oh my god, we just hit 150. Hey! This is an event happening tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. Registration is still open. Registration is free. Just get into the UCH Discord, click the register button. This tournament is great for newer players as it matches you up against people. Hey, who unregistered? That is the event. Distortion. I'm so stoked for it. It has a $1,000 prize pool. It is prizing for beginner, intermediate, and pro level players. It's got something for everyone, for sure. Okay, let me go back to Ask Bojack. I don't want to fall too far behind here. W Bojack, thank you. Do you have a rough idea of what will be in the 10-year anniversary UCH update? I know exactly what will be in that update. And I'm not allowed to tell you. All I can tell you is that you should be very excited for this update. You should be a lot more excited for this update than the last few updates. This update is good. It's good. It's good. It will change. It's going to add a lot to the game. Not just for casual, but for competitive too. It really is going to add a lot to the game. It is hype. That is all I can give you though. Do we have a mod for custom colors? We do. Why does no one else play Bear? He is so cute. He is really cute. The Bear's walking animation is awesome. But his hitbox just doesn't... I don't know. His animations just don't line up well with his hitbox. He doesn't feel like a good character to play. Why do I get worse the more that I play? It feels like at a certain point I hit a ceiling and playing only makes me worse. A lot of people deal with plateauing issues. My advice... Historically, when I see somebody plateau, it's most likely that they break out of that plateau by beating a challenge level that is way too hard for them. Like, Anonymous Tester Bot, go beat Precision Hell 4. Maybe PH4 is a bad map. Maybe it's not a great map. Go beat PH3. Go beat PH3 to start. And just find difficult challenge maps and beat them. Because, like, if party mode isn't working for improving anymore, it's time to lock in. Play challenge mode because it forces you to practice efficiently in an engaging way. Like how I was plateauing for a long time, too. Like, I wasn't really getting that much better, and then I beat Proving Ground. I started playing a lot of challenge, I beat Proving Ground, and then I got way better. So much better. I'm honestly, I'm kind of at my peak right now. I wish I could play in Distortion, because I think I could make some waves. What is the most optimal character when it comes to hitboxes and the actual character? It's a tough one. It's either, like, there are only three answers. It's horse, sheep, or bunny. All three of them are comparably good, and they're good at different things. Like, horse has incredible VI. I think horse is great for precision. Sheep is great for precision. Bunny is really great for any wall tech or, like, fast movement or black holes. I don't know how to explain why certain characters are better at specific things, because they all have the same attributes. They all have identical hitboxes, speed, size, all of that. But just the difference in the animations has like a real subconscious effect on how you process things in a way that makes certain tech easier with certain characters. This is like so real. This is insanely real. Bunny is the best with black holes, and I'm not just saying that because Variety Bear is the best at black holes. It's real. It's real. When is dancing stream? Outside of things in the write-up you made, what are some tips for making better party levels? Just think about... Okay, here's one thing. I want you... Think about a setup that is really cool. Think about like something you've seen in challenge mode or in free play. Just something fun that you can never build in party mode. Like, let me give you an example, okay? Let me give you a great example. Because this is the exact thing that got me to start thinking about party maps differently. Alright, first code gamble, let's see. That's not a bad code. That's like a rare. Oh my god, sorry, I missed so many YouTube comments. Hey, I just started comp and my friend taught me his name is Schlumpsk. He seems kind of rude. Can you tell him to stop? Yeah, you're not wrong. Schlumpsk is kind of rude. What's the code for Precision Hell? It is V0A9C565. What's the best character to see hitboxes better? Sheep, bunny, or horse. Those are the three best. Precision Hell is a pretty sizable jump for me, but my NST is so much better. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It does improve you so much. It really does. All right. Back to Ember's question. How can you make better party maps? I want you... So, like, let's think about this setup. A black hole wraparound. This is like... Oh, God, where is it? This is, like, pretty fundamental tech. Not fundamental, but, like, it's a really cool setup with black holes that you only really see in challenge mode. Like, how often do you see this in parties? This is awesome. It's cool, it's easy, it's great tech. Why is it that we never see it in party mode? If we go to a map right now... Oh, man. Ah! Hold on. Let me. I gotta, give me a second. That was a close call. That was a close call. I don't want to leak. I do not want to leak the maps. Professional streamer? Yeah, I know. Alright. Let's look at this map. If I wanted to make a black hole wraparound, where would I do it? You might say here, but like, if I go here and I come around, what does jumping here even do? You know? There's nowhere I can make it. I can't possibly, like, maybe if I place like this right here, maybe if I place this, and then we would also need wires here. Like, just think about all of the conditions. There are so many conditions necessary for this to become possible to place. So if you want to become a good level builder, find cool things and think about what conditions are necessary for me to place it. And then just create those conditions. It's that simple. Okay, wait, one more time. Alright, we're back. Like right here, I think downwards gameplay is rare. So when I made this, I thought there are so many cool downwards black hole setups that don't really exist outside of challenge mode. But like if I place, you know, if I make this structure, then all of a sudden black holes have a bunch of cool stuff, cannons have a bunch of cool stuff, Ferris wheels have a bunch of cool stuff. There's so much stuff that you can create that never gets played in party mode. If you want to become a better level builder, your job is to facilitate players. Make it easy for them to create cool things. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. I hope that answers your question. Leak my map right now? I can't leak the gameplay is the problem. I don't want people to pre-practice setups. What keyboards would you recommend for UCH? My laptop keyboard feels the best for UCH EVH. Laptop keyboards are actually pretty good, especially for things like super jumps. Laptop keyboards are insanely good for super jumps. I personally recommend. I have a Wu-Tang 80HE. I think it's a great keyboard. A lot of the functionality on that is banned, so be careful if you get one. But a Wu-Tang 80HE, a Ducky 1.3 is good. Honestly, any good mechanical keyboard is good for UCH. Also, how can I become better at commentating? You should lock in on fixing your mic as best as you can. Like, try and get like a noise reducer, because one huge thing, like, honestly, I think the most off-putting thing about your commentary, and I mean no offense by this, is just the chair creaking in the background. It really takes me out of it, you know. It takes away the immersion of feeling like I'm watching like a competitive UCH. When I hear the chair creaking, it sounds like, oh, I'm watching somebody watching UCH in like their room or something. It's a really different feel. Beyond that, I'd say just talk about what's happening in the game. Like, don't, like, the most interesting things in UCH are not players pressing buttons to get past setups. Talk about the building. Talk about, like, what does this player want? What is the win condition for this player? What is likely to happen? Your job as a commentator is to translate the game, because you, as a top player, you have so much knowledge and experience. When you watch the game, there are things that you can see that other people can't, and your ability to see those extra things makes it possible for you to appreciate the game in a way that others can't. So you are a translator, an emotional translator. When I watch UCH, I feel emotions because of the things that I know that other people don't. How can I make other people feel the same thing that I do? Explain what's going on, notice, you know, pay close attention. Talk about things to the best of your ability. You don't just need to be doing color commentary. Try and avoid play-by-play as much as you can, unless it's like a specifically important piece of the level. You know, it's like someone's approaching a critical setup and they pass it. That's when you talk about, and Morphin hits it! Stuff like that. Beyond that, like, I need to work on this one too. Make sure your mic is good. Make sure your mic works well at low and high audio levels, because a lot of the time when I yell, my mic audio gets bad, and I need to fix that. But yeah, that's my general advice. Just try and truly think critically about what you're doing. Watch your own commentary back, spend time practicing, and just think about the game. Try and talk about the things that you're seeing happening. Favorite food? My favorite food is schnitzel. I love schnitzel. So good. I thought Morphin did something, I had a heart attack. No. It's hard. It all comes with practice. Quick, if you were to put a UCH animal into Smash, which animal? I would choose horse because I'm the horse. Maybe raccoon. I know you've seen my commentary, so do you have anything specific you think I could improve on? Because I feel like my commentary is underwhelming. Again, same thing, just try and talk about what's going on. You don't need to be a top-level player to try and analyze the game, but you have to try. Your commentary is probably going to be worse for a while you start trying to, you know, analyze, but just try. Just try. Also, beyond that, like, try and breathe in through your diaphragm. You want your voice to be projecting. I feel like your voice is a bit passive for commentary. Try and put some energy into it. It definitely is very exhausting. If you're streaming an entire tournament, it's hard. It's really hard. But just try. How do you think the quality of map making is advanced over time? I mean, come on, let's be honest with ourselves here. I'll show you. It's been like, imagine this is a graph, okay? Map making quality was like pretty high for a bit, and then it low-key went down because some of the OG creators left, and then it's gradually rising, and then this right here, this is 2024, like the end of 2024. Bang, it went up, and then this is like the past 6 months. Map making is getting way better. Builders, the meta is developing, and we're starting to understand more about what map making is actually about. Because fundamentally, right, UCH is a very difficult game to design. Because if you're playing something like Celeste, right, the level design comes from the creators. The people who design the levels are experienced, you know, developers who know what they're doing and are able to give a good experience. UCH has a unique and profoundly difficult challenge in that it needs to create the gameplay. It needs to create level design indirectly. You know, the players create the levels. So instead, you know, when developing UCH, you need to think about how can I create items which make it easy for players to create cool things even when they don't know much about the game. And you need to think about levels. You know, how can I best create a space where players can do that? And with competitive UCH, the same thing is true. Because the game we play is so different from casual UCH, we need to go on custom levels because we need levels that make it possible for people to design good and fun levels. And the same thing is true, just like there are a bunch of strategies that are bad for the game. If they are strong, they're bad for the game. So we can control that not by banning them, but by making levels where those strategies are less powerful. There's so much control that we have over the way that the game is played strictly through the levels that we create, and I think we're starting to realize just how much power that really is. It's awesome. It really is. Singular only one schnitzel? Only one. I will only eat one schnitzel ever. Yep. Is this the most active UCH has ever been? Yep. Yeah, I think so. It's in a close competition. Like, right after the Raito video, it might have been a little bit more active because there were just a ridiculous number of people. Like, UCS Iridescent got 91 players, and it was like 106 before check-in. But, like, that was without the marketing. Like, that was Ember hosting the tournament without marketing it in the way that I market my tournaments. It was a very active period. A very, very active period for UCH. But I think right now is the best it's ever been. Especially now that we have Ranked. Like, Ranked is the biggest thing that's happened in the past few months that has really changed UCH. Like, there's just a consistent way to play the game competitively, and it's fun. It's awesome. Duck. Why is everyone... Duck. Everyone's saying duck. Yes, about commentary, I'm low-key thinking about it, and genuinely the only improvements I can do are more analyzing type commentary, and also try to toy with noise suppression stuff. Yeah, I think that's the play. A guy that does things... Thank you for the gift sub. I appreciate you. My goat. I appreciate you. Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's always room to improve in commentary. Like you're saying that there's only 2 things that you can do to improve, but like, I think I'm a phenomenal commentator, and I can give you 20 different things that I could do to get better. There is always room to improve. Always, always, always. Like, it's in how you control your voice, how you set up your mic, the things that you talk about, knowing, you know, when it's time to interrupt yourself. One thing I really want to work on is co-commentary. I think UCH is especially hard with it because there's so many things I want to say that I feel like I can only say as an individual, but having 2 people on the mic is refreshing, you know? I would love to figure that out and really get it down. What can't I do to improve? I feel you. I feel you. Because my setup is in a super bad spot for background noise. Yeah, that much I feel you. That much I feel you. Do you play tournaments anymore? I cannot find any events on YouTube that you play. Yeah, this is kind of the unfortunate reality. I do play in tournaments. I do. If you want to see me play, you can... I think there are some sets of me playing on Ember's VOD channel. Unfortunately, I don't think I've ever had a good set. I don't think I've ever had a set where I played well on her channel, but there are some there. I do enter tournaments, but you just don't see them as much because the tournaments you see the most of on YouTube are the tournaments that I stream. So I'm in kind of a rough position where I really would love to compete more and for people to be able to watch me compete because I think that's cool. But when I'm the guy facilitating people watching, I can't do both. That's kind of just been my entire UCH career for the most part. Flower, why are you unregistering? Get back here. You can go here. I also am not competing right now because, like, I'm so busy with Distortion, and I don't want to compete if I can't give it my all. Because I feel like I have the potential to be so much better as a player than I am and than I have been. I feel like I think I can become the best in the world again, and I want that. That's a genuine goal. But if I'm not in a state where I can give enough to the game where I feel like I'm doing myself justice, I would rather not compete at all for the time being. You know what I mean? That's just me personally. SDF is way too high. He just beat PH2. I can move him down. When I first started the game, my friends were way better than me, and I had to grind a lot just to catch up to them, and I'm still grinding a lot, but ever since I reached their level and started feeling comfortable in matches, I feel like I'm not improving anymore. Do you have any advice? Yeah, play with better players. Join the competitive UCH Discord, play against people around your level, and just constantly push yourself. Because if you're at a point where you're beating all of your friends, you don't need to get better to win. And if you don't need to get better to win the games that you're playing, you're probably not going to get better, more often than not. Yes. No. Flower, do not post this shit. Do not post this shit. I'm a grown-ass man. I'm 25 years old. I'm sorry. I don't want this. I don't want this. No. Should I focus on completing precision challenges more, or should I keep grinding Zeta? Also, I feel like I'm an alright player in terms of skill, but I struggle a lot with any very difficult tech. How should I go about getting better at this? I'm not too bad at building, but also the fact that any difficult setup is a huge disadvantage for me makes it harder to avoid. I have lots of strengths, but I feel like my weaknesses outweigh my strengths at this point. I just can't fluke anything. To answer your first question, play whatever is fun for you. There is an optimal way to improve. There are, realistically, if you wanted to get as good as possible, you're probably going to get better by playing precision maps than you will by playing Zeta. But that's in an ideal world. And we don't live in an ideal world. You are going to get better if you play the game in a way that is fun enough that you want to keep playing. If you're not engaged, there's a bunch of research that shows people don't improve at things when they aren't engaged in the same way. That's the reason that a lot of people, will work tens of thousands of hours at the job, but they don't really get better by a crazy amount because, they're just not engaged in the same way. Or same with school. People who are engaged with school do better. So play whatever is fun. But yes, if you find precision maps fun, then play precision maps. In terms of fluking difficult setup, yeah, grind precision maps. That's your answer. That's it. People who can fluke really difficult setups are usually players who have beaten very difficult precision maps. Because if you have fundamental movement on that level, you can just do more. But I do feel you. Not being able to fluke stuff means you're just never really going to get upsets over players without, resorting to knowledge checks. Where's the distortion link? Pig's got you. I have 50 hours and I've never played a platform before, but my building is alright for my level. My raw mechanics are sometimes novice level, and the other times I play a high intermediate to a low advanced player. Is there any way I can improve my raw consistency? The be-all, end-all answer is just play more. Because, 50 hours, if you're ever playing at a low advanced level at 50 hours, that's really good progress. There's not much more you can do beyond that. But consistency comes from hours. If you play a lot and you play consistently, you will be good and you'll be consistent. If you play a lot but you play inconsistently, you take 2-week breaks and you come back, play 12 hours a day for a few days, leave, come back, if you play like that, then you're going to be inconsistent, but you'll still be good. Consistency is just a matter of time. Will there be a mod for ranked where you can queue up in-game? Yes. Yeah, I'm planning on making that at some point in the future. Not sure when, but at some point in the future. Would you rather have your skin shrink to 2/3 its surface area or grow? Well, if my skin, if it shrunk to 2/3 its surface area, I would die. So I guess grow 2 times? I probably would die from that too, though. Realistically, that's a lot. I don't know. If we were gifted 30, I'm not gonna leak DMs for any amount of subs. No way. No chance. If you could get a set of 4 celebrities to play the game live on TV as advertising for the game, which 4 celebrities would you choose? Jinxie. Jinxie is the obvious. And by the way, I know that I could be picking any celebrities. I could be picking LeBron James. I don't think that's the correct answer, though. Because I want somebody who will play the game and be engaged with it. I want people to watch this celebrity playing the game and think, oh, wow, this game looks fun. If you watch LeBron James playing UCH, he wouldn't give a fuck. He would not care. Let's be honest. Probably Jinxie. Probably Ludwig. Probably... Who'd be a good YouTuber for this? I don't know. I honestly don't know. I wish I could give you a better answer, but those are my 2 that I would, and beyond that, I don't know. If you were transported into the body of a young Victorian child, what would you do? I don't know. I think I would just give up on. I feel like other people, when they think of going back in time, they're like, oh, I would recreate civilization from scratch. I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I think I'm a pretty smart guy. I wouldn't. I'm not that guy. I would probably just live the life of a young Victorian child and try and make the most of it. I don't know. Ludwig for sure. Yeah, definitely. Oh, Queso would be a good pick, actually. Especially if Queso's playing with Jinxie. Holy moly. Bojack, what's your favorite type of setup? Can you show us? Cannon bait. It's cannon bait. Cannon baiting is the coolest shit ever. I can even show you a clip right now. This setup is awesome. Because this just forces such cool movement. Like, how else, without a cannon, how could you possibly force the movement of buffer, jump here, and then come up here to wall jump off of it so you can land back down and land up here? This is movement that can only be forced with a cannon. Cannons are like the best, they're the coolest item, for sure. There's just so much depth, man. This is awesome. They're also easy to set up, and they're easy to build around in, like, cool ways. I think my strategy lately has been revolving around cannon baits more and more. It's just so strong. Who is just in his lobby, by the way? Hey, guys. How are we doing? Any recommendations for how I can improve my videos? Honestly, I would cut a few of the things out. I feel like tech of the week or stuff like that it's not necessary. I don't think it adds enough. I think keeping your videos short and succinct and really telling people what's going on, like, you should always be opening with the big thing that's happening. If something big happens, that's the first thing you talk about. That's what people are there to watch. And then if the rest of the videos, you know, they're already through it, they'll keep watching. That's my advice. Not a question, but the co-commentary streams were the best UCH content I've ever watched, and I watched a lot of tournaments all the way through back in the day. Yeah, co-commentary, I think co-commentary is better for core members of the community, though. I just think my commentary is not good when I'm commenting with other people. Zencat, yes, I would take your personal opinion into consideration for seeding on advanced players. What level should I go for after PH1? I feel like PH1 is easy for me now, but PH2 seems impossible. That's kind of crazy, because I feel like most people feel the opposite. You should just beat PH2. You can do it. If a level feels impossible to you, that just means you will get a lot better by beating it. Simple. Would you rather play with one player for the rest of your life or never play with the same player twice? I would rather play with one player for the rest of my life, and I would pick Morphin for sure. Because I feel like when we play, there's just a different level of play that I get to experience when I play against Morphin. It's awesome. Could you pin the hardest maps document somewhere, or is it already pinned? Yeah. Also, by the way, guys, 153 entrants. We are killing it right now. This is insane. Absolutely insane. Let me get a shareable link. This works. Here you go, Newt. You can have this. I don't know if I'm gonna pin it. Maybe. How do I build party maps that people want to play? I'm good at building basic cave maps that are comp viable, but building more open maps that look like art is so hard and I can never start. I would say don't focus on building maps that look like art. Because I think people focus way too much on building maps that look good when you're looking at the full picture, and that results in maps that aren't good when you're in the small picture, when you're actually in the game. Like this is a good example of a map that looks good always. This looks good as a picture, but also when you're in the map, everything's at a small enough scale that I feel like I am in the map. I am, you know, doing parkour through houses. I think that's really cool. Whereas, like, and I mean, no offense to AKBK on this one. This map is great, but it's a full picture map. When I zoom in, right here, I'm just on some yellow lines that I don't really know what they are. It doesn't have the same level of immersion. But beyond that, just build a bunch of maps, do your best, try and experiment with shading. When I play challenge levels, my muscles just adapt for individual setups in those challenge levels, and I subconsciously stop even looking at the setup. I feel like I don't get better precision in the party levels at all because of this. Any tips? This is a wonderful, wonderful question, because a lot of people struggle with this. I hope you guys are all gone now. Let me load up Precision Hell 1. I talked with Variety Bear about this recently, and he and I have the same approach to things. Think about, when you're practicing a challenge level, think about what it is that you are trying to practice. When I'm practicing PH1, I am doing this for my NST. So instead of looking at this setup right here and seeing, this is precision, I want to do precision, I look at this and think, I want to NST, and that NST should get me through the spike balls. That sounds like a meaningless distinction, but it's not. You are doing NST, you are not doing the setup. Like right here, this is an NST, this is just an NST. I'm not doing the setup, I'm just NSTing. That's it. And that makes a big difference, Beyond that, just like getting good at recognizing when you're starting to autopilot is big. Because if you can recognize you're an autopilot, you can break yourself out of the, watch this. I'm not him. Yeah, I'd say be more intentional about what you're trying to practice. And also, like, you don't just have to do challenge levels for practicing. It can be really valuable to... Give me one sec. I just had to make sure I didn't leak once again. If I want to practice something specific, like let's say for example, I'm bad at squeezes and I want to get better at squeezes. I'm going to load up a map and I'm just going to place as many squeezes in as many different ways as possible. Like let's add this here, you know, jump across through there. Where else can I add a squeeze? Anytime I go up. So we could have a squeeze right here. Bang. We could make maybe like a 2-block squeeze over here. Just look for as many different variants of the same thing that you want to practice. Put it into a real party map that you will play on. This is the same idea as studying in the same room that you're going to take the test in. It just provides muscle memory contextualization that allows you to actually retain the information, or to retain the muscle memory that you learn. It's so useful. This is how I practice basically everything. This is how I got good. It's so valuable. Do it. If you were sent back in time right after the Kiata and Coldheart Grand Finals 1v1 in old school tourney, what would you do in the community with future knowledge and hindsight? That is a wonderful question. That is an incredible question. It's kind of difficult to say because I think the reason that my approach to growing the game has worked as much as it has in the last 2 or so years is because I have grown as an individual. I know more than I used to. I understand more than I used to. I think, you know, in 2019, I wrote a document detailing my full plan, my long-term plan for how I wanted to grow the community. And basically all of the stuff I talked about there is what I'm doing now. I had a lot of the same ideas back then, and I'm still working on the same plan. But I just couldn't execute to the same degree back then that I can now. I've gotten better at learning. I understand more things. I'm better at programming. I'm better at video editing. I understand, you know, marketing things a lot better. I'm more well-spoken. I think I'm a better streamer than I used to be. I'm more entertaining, I'm better commentator. I've just gotten so much better at all the things that I do that, like, the same approach still kind of works. That being said, I would... What would I do? I don't really know, because a lot of what I'm able to do now comes from the influence that I've built up. You know, if I want to make big changes for the benefit of the game, I can do that, and people will be okay with it because I've developed this trust that when I do something, I'll do good by the people who put their faith in me. You know, I've developed that influence, and that allows me to make big things happen. Back then, I definitely had some of it to a degree, but I wasn't like the guy. I don't think I could make the same changes that I do now. The big thing is obviously videos. the number one most important thing for growing the community, by far, not even remotely close, is just having content that people can watch and get into the game from. That is 80% of the growth of the community, genuinely. Maybe 75. But beyond that, I would set up systems for hosting good events. Like, I would change the tournament framework to be exactly what it is right now. Because back in the day, at the old school tournament, if you entered a UCH tournament, your experience was such a mixed bag. Like this is a perfect example. The old school tournament was using the default rules. It had coins, it had trap points, it had boxing gloves, it had so many abusable things, and people did abuse it, and we played on the default maps, and it kind of sucked. Because we just didn't know how the game was supposed to look competitively back then. So I would change the system so that, you know, the average tournament was a higher, you know, a better experience. I mean that's why I made Chonkbot in the first place. I made Chonkbot to automate the tournament hosting process so that it was way easier for players to make good events. And I think so far it's been a pretty smashing success, at least in my opinion. I also would change the way that maps are built. I honestly would just try and get the community to be as close as it is now, but like it's difficult because all of the things that have happened over the past like 4 or 5 years have been organic developments. Like there are definitely some ways in which I put my you know, finger on the scale and push the UCH community in specific directions with respect to how we play the game, but like for the most part it's natural developments. The maps that we used to make back then were so different, and if we change them to be what they are now, I don't think people would like them right away. Okay, wait. The actual answer is that I would talk with the developers way more. I would do as much as I could to get influence in that circle so that I could push them in the direction of certain decisions. I would change the way that beehives work because right now they're not viable competitively or casually, by the way. I would push them in the direction of not making jetpacks a default item. I would change the way that they're designed so that they're not as bad as they are now. I think there are a lot of things that I could tell them that would make the game a lot better than it is now. Am I crazy for grinding PH5? No, you'll get better if you do. End of the day, you will. Yo, what's up, Bojack? I'm joining for the first time, only 15 hours on keyboard, and my friend has any maps or certain skills to practice. If you haven't done the Terry Guide series yet, in the UCH Academy, this is the best place to start, I'd say, because it just has resources for everything you want to learn. It has like a course system. You beat all of these maps, and you learn the fundamental skills involved with playing the game. This is the best that we've got right now, so this is where I put you. I can give you a link to it. Someone send a link to Terry's guide in there. Also, I've been ignoring chat for so long. Let me see. UCH needs more updates, man. It's so dead. I feel you. UCH does need more updates, but like, you know, things are looking up. So glad tournament meta changed to custom maps. The official ones suck, low key. Yeah, okay. I will say I don't think they suck. I think some of them are poorly designed. Like Metro, from a pure design perspective. I'm not even talking about how fun it is. Just like, this map isn't great game design. I think the same thing is really true of Crumbling Bridge. I think the same thing is true of the Ballroom. I think the same thing is true of the Islands. I think the same thing is true of probably Space. Some people like Space, but there are a lot of design flaws when it comes to the default maps in this game. But some of them are great. But yeah, I agree. Pier's low-key good for... Yeah, Pier is not bad. This game is peak? Absolutely. I agree. Yo, what's good? What's good, Devskis? How we doing? I feel like some of the best builders currently do a great job of keeping the gameplay old school with present-day knowledge and gimmick. Yeah, I agree. There's a lot of maps that do have some old school gameplay. It is... We have great builders. We genuinely do. Can you upload your Precision Health series to LevelNet 2.0? Yes, I should. I will. Iceberg is awful design. Yeah, I agree. They were designed to be a level for casual party players. Yeah, I know. When I say that some things are poorly designed, I'm not talking about competitive play. I know, like, I'm not dumb. I know that UCH is designed for casual players. I think with that in mind, there are still some serious design flaws. Like Pyramid. The idea with Pyramid, the whole reason they made Pyramid is because there's no other map with tight sections where you can do cool things. What the hell can you do in Pyramid? If I place a block, like, what can I build in this section? What can I build in here at all? Like, there's so little area to actually build things. And from a design perspective, when you're making maps for UCH, your goal is to create a map that makes it easy for players to build cool things. This map does not do that. This map also, you can't force the pyramid. Because, like, the map height is so short that you can always just place something to get over it. So the integral, like, the most important part of the map isn't what you play on most of the time. Like, it's just not, it's not designed well, in my opinion. Yeah. Toxic Towers made me feel, yes, Toxic Towers is awesome. Toxic Towers is awesome. For sure. Next question. Who do I go to see if one of my maps is comp viable? How do I get my party maps into LevelNet? Your maps by default get put into LevelNet when you submit them in the server through LevelNet 2.0. But if you want them to be on this website, like, they are on it if you select all instead of just tournament legal maps. But if you want your map to be tournament legal, I would say, like, I'm probably the best person to ask, but also I get this question a lot, and it takes a good amount of time for me to give good feedback that I can't really give it for everyone. At some point, I'll probably make a guideline for how to build good, competitively viable maps. But just ask builders around. I don't know. Just talk in discussion. Ask for feedback. Go to the level building server and ask for feedback there. What is your most favorite dev map for comp? It's Old Mansion for sure. What would you say is/are my best party/challenge maps? I don't know your maps well enough offhand, just through memory, to give you a good answer for that. Your recent map seems pretty good, but I haven't played it yet, so I do not know. Connecticut is the basketball capital. Bro, I could not tell you past a guy. Also, when do you want to look through the seating with me? Tonight. At Bojack, do you think I have a chance to win a single game? Yes! Even if your hardest level is Terry's Guide 4, I think you have a chance to win a single game because right now, there are 154 entrants, and most of these people have never played in a tournament. More than half of the people in this event have never played UCH competitively before. I think you have a good shot. I think everyone has a good shot. This might be a sad question, but what do you think would happen to the game if you completely stopped playing? That's a hard question to answer because I don't want to stroke my ego too much here, because historically what happened when I stopped playing the game is that the community kind of died off for a while. Like, I retired in like late 2021, and then the dark ages of UCH are what, 2022 to early 2024. I came back mid 2024. And then the same thing is, like, after the Raito video, I dipped for like 9 months and the community was getting less active. I hope it's not unreasonable for me to say. You know, maybe I'm a bit egotistical here, but I do think I have a pretty profound effect on the health of the game. But that being said, I do think if I left right now, the community would be in a better situation than it's ever been without me. Because we just have a lot more people. We have good people at the wheel, you know? Like, Ivory with Ranked. When I talk to Ivory about, you know, just general community organization stuff and growing the community and just the vision that I have, I feel like he shares a lot of the same ideas. I think Ivory is really on the ball. We have Aussie making great things. Ember hosts great tournaments. We have Haka's making phenomenal events too. Like, I think the community's kind of leveled up in terms of what y'all are able to produce without me. What's your real name? I am Greg. You carry the entire game on your back, low-key. You are the ultimate horse. Thank you, Zedit, but I cannot take all the credit. I truly cannot take all the credit. There are some wonderful people putting in serious time nowadays. With how you're making it progress, it might be able to rise to the point where it may survive past you. I believe that. I believe that fully. Yeah, no, I mean, all we need is more content. If we get another content creator who makes videos like a similar size to me, we're good. We're good. That would be enough to keep the game moving forward, I think. Maybe not to the same degree, but I do think it would make a big difference. I did my best to carry the game when you first dipped in like 2022. Yeah, I mean, you clutched up. I'm gonna be real. I think if not for you, there wouldn't have been a UCH community for me to come back to in the first place. You know, when we had those, 4-player tournaments, we were on the line with that one. We were on thin ice. If those tournaments didn't exist, those 4 people probably say, well, what's the point? And they leave. And then there are 0 people playing competitive UCH, and there's nothing for me to come back to, so I don't come back to it. And then, it's a snowball effect. Definitely. I think without you, there's no UCH today. Just got like 3/5 of the PH3. Damn, 3. Nice. Good for you. What was that one video you made? A love letter to UCH? I can show you that video right now. I will admit, it's low-key hard. It is hard for me to watch because as I'm getting older, I've found that I'm becoming so much more emotional. Like, I tear up at the easiest things now. I was watching this video the other day, and it definitely made me tear up a bit. But it's tears of joy now, because it's like, I thought that the community was... I was so convinced that the UCH community was dead that I made a video announcing it. And then, look at where we are now, But yeah, we can watch a little bit of it. You don't have desktop audio. Now you do. Yeah, I unlisted the video because it doesn't need to exist anymore. No audio still? What do you mean? No, you have audio. You do. You're trolling me. The music fits. The music does fit. It's crazy because I heard this in another video and immediately this video popped into my mind. I realized that I had to make it. The song inspired the video completely.
There is a lesson to be learned in life.
God, the mic quality.
A reality more likely to confront you the more desperately you run to avoid it.
Low-key bars, by the way.
All good things must come to an end. It's neither tragic nor fortunate. It's just the way it is. With competitive UCH, this seems to apply now more than ever. I've feared this for a while. It was an inevitability, but it's often the inevitable that we fear the most.
That guy was goated.
Everybody you see in this video is retired. And with so many people gone, competitive UCH is nearing its end. It's happened before, but this time feels different. I know it sounds too dramatic to say all this about a 5-year-old party game, but I really mean it. A while ago, somebody asked me when I thought the golden age of UCH was. My immediate answer? It hasn't happened yet. But the more time passes by, the more I catch myself questioning it. There's a surprisingly profound quote, from The Office of all places, where Andy says, "I wish there was a way to know when you're in the good old days before you've actually left them." I think it applies here. I think it applies everywhere in life. When I look back at the days of biking around the neighborhood with my childhood friends, playing video games with my older brother, going on family trips, I feel a deep, nostalgic sadness for the times I took for granted. I never got to say goodbye to a lot of the things that used to matter to me. It's been years since I biked around the neighborhood with my friends, and I'm sure that the last time I did, I didn't think it would be the last. I guess I'm rambling, but I think this is a feeling everybody gets at some point in life. Even if you don't care about UCH, I hope you can take something away from this. Cherish the time you do have, because you never know when it's over. If you stumbled upon this video, you might have no idea what I'm talking about. And that's fine. This video is mostly a personal message to those I hold dearly. And if you're one of those people...
Alright, I'm not going to watch the second half because it gets too sappy. And, you know, I don't want that on stream. That would be too emotional. But yeah, this video is a hard watch. I can't... I cannot lie. It is a very, very difficult watch for me. But it's happy. Like, in a happy way. I mean, how long ago was this? This was 5 years ago? If I went back in time and showed me there's an event with 154 players in it, I posted a video that got about 2 million views, like, it's just insane. I don't know, it feels surreal that we've reached the point that we have, and it's hard not to celebrate where we are so far, because I know that the future holds so much more, you know. But it is crazy. It really is crazy. Because, like, when I posted this video, where is it? Patch had a comment. Patch said, "I'm glad someone made this video and I'm glad it's you." I think this was kind of just the sentiment around the community that, like, at the time, things were getting wrapped up. There were still some people, but, like, a vast majority of the people who played UCH, a vast majority of the people who were the reason I stuck around were gone. It felt like this picture. You guys know this picture? I say this on stream all the time, but it was just sad. You know, all the friends that I'd made were kind of just gone, and it was just me and a few others. But yeah, miraculously, I mean, we made it through on the other end. We made it through. Pretty incredible. I'm glad some of us are still here. Me too. Me too. It's nice that, like, even though they're not super active, we have some of the OG community members around. I definitely miss a lot of them, though. The OG community was just... Those were the homies. I think for me specifically, I think what I miss about OG UCH is just I was a member of the community rather than just being Bojack. You know, don't get me wrong. I love doing what I do. I love being in the position that I am, but it is a lot harder to form genuine connections with people in the community when there's like a subtext to every interaction you have that, like, I'm the guy, or like I hold influence. You know, I feel like people treat me differently than they otherwise would. But yeah, I don't know. Bring back old gameplay and setups. I hate how much we nerf cool things, even in casual matches. I think, to a degree, I agree with you, but I also think a lot of the coolest things in UCH come from the nerfs. Like, I played a ranked set against Morphin a while ago where he nerfed something that I did, but it made it a way cooler setup than it ever would have been otherwise. It was like, I think people just need to think more about nerfing in cool ways, because you can do it, and it can be the best strategy. You don't need to just build cool things. You can actually play the game and still have fun stuff to play with. Does grinding challenge maps pay off in rank/tournament play? Yeah, absolutely. If you haven't played Precision Hell yet, just play Precision Hell. That's the easiest one to get good with. Time and time again, people have grinded it and gone good at it, because Precision Hell 1 doesn't really have any fake precision. A lot of challenge maps nowadays have fake precision, and if you've played a lot of challenge maps, you know what I mean. But it's like things built to make you feel like you're precise, but you're not actually. Okay, wait. Let me read your comment, because I feel like I didn't respond to it. I'm a pro Minecraft player, but I also really like Ultimate Chicken Horse. I've seen some of your content. It's really good. Thank you, homie. I think Minecraft is awesome. I don't know what branch of pro Minecraft you're playing, but I think it is all very cool. Minecraft PvP is awesome. Minecraft speedrunning, awesome. So much goated stuff in that community. It's insane. Will they ever add new items? I cannot confirm or deny. I can't say anything. Do you have any predictions for Distortion? Great question. Great question. You guys are on fire today, by the way. Can I just say? Okay, prediction number one. Prediction number one. Abigail is going to outperform her seed. I played a ranked set against Abigail the other day, and like normally, like I'll spoil it. I lost the set in tiebreak. It was a great set. Normally, when I lose to someone worse than me, I feel bad. Like it's just like, it's awful. I'm supposed to be that guy. Why am I losing? I shouldn't be losing. It sucks. But the set I had with Abigail was so good that it's like, I honestly couldn't even be mad about it. I was seriously impressed. I think Abigail, in terms of skill, is probably higher than 15. Could be seeded even higher. I think Abigail is like around Master XD, probably a little bit above IMO. At least from what I've seen. She's so good. So good. So that's my first prediction. I'm predicting Morphin wins the tournament. But I don't know. It's a really tough one. It's a really tough one. Like, I think Morphin's the best player. It's just, he's recently been struggling to bring out his full potential in tournament. But like, when I watch Morphin play and he's playing at his peak, he's the only player really who I'm like, I don't know if I can beat that. I don't know. Like, I just think I would need to do so much more than I have to get there. And I don't know if I have that. I think I do. I don't doubt myself, but Morphin is definitely a different beast. Schlumsk, why are you challenging me? Look at this fucking clip Morphin hit the other day. This is ridiculous. I cannot overstate how ridiculous this clip is. This... Like, he's just going so fast, and it just keeps going. It doesn't stop. That's ridiculous, man. That's ridiculous. What do you mean he's hitting that? He's hitting it that fast in a party match? Like, I said this. A lot of people who saw me say this were clowning me for it. I think this is the single most impressive UCH clip I've ever seen. Not just in party mode, like, period. More than any speedrun or challenge, like... Because it's, like, obviously, if you look at the top challenge maps... it is more difficult. Those setups are harder than this. But this is in a party match. The fact that this is being done in a real party match... It's not like you get multiple, you don't get many attempts at it. This is like, you are in the game, you do it or you don't. The only way you can get a clip of this level is by being as good as Morphin. So to me, since Morphin is the best, that is why this is the most impressive clip. I didn't explain it well enough, I guess, the other day. But does that make sense? It's just insane. It truly is just insane. Yeah, the black hole maneuvering, the reaction for that is redonkulous. This is Beidou too? Yeah, actually, I mean, that's a good comparison. I feel like Morphin's the closest to the way Beidou played in terms of like his movement. So not a bad take, not a bad take. I DM'd you my recommendations. I will look at them after stream. By a guy that does things, again, thank you for the support. Absolutely ridiculous. We're at 126 subs. I've never even scratched that before. Like, that's craziness. Seriously, guys. Oh yeah, predictions for Distortion. There's more. I think probably Morphin's going... I think Morphin's the most likely, then Kreutz, then Raito. I know that this is not the order that they're seeded in, because I had to seed based on recent results. Kreutz has a really good chance of it, though. Like, as much as I say Morphin's the best, Kreutz is very obviously right there with him. Like, he's disgustingly good. What do I predict beyond that, though? I think Evan is going to have a good tournament. I think Evan is going to do better than just top 8. I think 5th place is realistic for Evan. Maybe even 4th. Probably not 3rd. I really hope that Rye gets a crazy upset with his strategies, because I've been waiting to make a video about Rye's playstyle because I just have the perfect hook for it. I don't even know what I don't know what I predict. The beautiful thing about Distortion to me is that I don't have predictions, because everything is truly so up in the air. There's so many questions that I want the answers to. I do think that the tournament is going to be won by one of the top 3. I just think that right now they are at a level far beyond anyone below them. Like, the gap between tier 1 and tier 2 players has been growing as of late. I would be shocked if one of the 3 of them didn't win. I think Soup has the potential to get like a top 8 finish if he has a good enough bracket. I think that's definitely possible. I think any of these 3 players, Newt, Pier, and Miso, all 3 of them could outperform their seeds for sure. They're quite good. They're kind of just haven't had that tournament breakthrough yet. Yeah. Would it be a good idea for me to focus more on challenge? It depends on the person. Honestly, the thing about improving is that it's different for everyone. What works for you isn't going to be what works for me, but it's never a bad idea to try new things. I've noticed over time that a lot of the time when I get better, it's because I try out a new way of improving. Sometimes I find something that works for me. Sometimes I find that it doesn't work, but now I know. I know more about myself. Try out different things, and who knows? Maybe that's the play. Do you think I'd make good party maps if I spent a bit more time on it? Yeah, probably. Anyone can make good party maps. Hell, I mean, okay, look at this. What's up, Zencat? Welcome in. Bye, Zencat. Takes a long time. I wish LevelNet was faster. Oh my goodness. Look at my old maps. These suck. These stink. This one was surprisingly ahead of its time, but these maps, they're not good. Gameplay is bad, the aesthetics are bad, the theme, like, I just suck to make maps. But if you look at my maps now, like, I've gotten so much better at it. I think aesthetically and gameplay wise, like, there's always room to improve. I don't think I'm the best by any stretch, but like, anyone can make great maps. It's just a matter of doing it. You just gotta do it. What's your favorite party map creator that starts with an S? Let me think about that one. Because I think there actually is an S. There surely is someone who starts with an S that I'm not thinking of. I'm just going to say Schlumpsk. I'll just say Schlumpsk because I can't think. I think he's good. What's your favorite bird? I don't know. Should I have a favorite bird? I think it's really cool that parrots can talk, and I feel like we as a society kind of gloss over that. It's pretty insane, no? But, yeah, I'd say parrot, screw it. But I don't like birds that much, at least as pets. If I were in Distortion, where would you seed me? I would seed you probably right around the 20, probably like somewhere in this range, 22 to 27, somewhere in there. I would have to think about it. Maybe, I don't know how good Whoops is. That's the problem. I've heard that he's quite good, so maybe it would be like you're around Rye level to Schlumpsk level, somewhere in there. I think we've done it. I think we finished Ask Bojack. Holy moly. Minecraft parkour is the best division of Minecraft. Minecraft parkour is fun. What's up, PogChamp? How do I join the tournament? Let me show you. I have wonderful news. Go to that link, and then bam. In this server right here, you just go to the Distortion category and then click on register and you are there. You're in there. It's really simple. You don't need to sign up, make any accounts or anything. It just links to your Discord automatically and that puts you into here. Easy peasy. It is tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. Everybody make sure you remember there's a check-in an hour before. Also, I will say, since we are mostly the core community members here, I want to earnestly ask everybody to recognize the potential opportunity that distortion is for the community. And knowing that, try to do your best to not sabotage that. You know, for this is going to be a lot of people's first impression of the game. So like if you're playing on stream, don't knowledge check. I mean, okay, knowledge checking is banned. Knowledge checking is banned. The one problem is like I need to be the referee for knowledge checks and I'm going to be busy commentating. So I genuinely, please just don't build anything where I would need to be called. Make my life as easy as you possibly can because tomorrow is going to be very difficult and stressful and there's going to be so much going on. So please, please don't knowledge check. And if you are on stream, don't kill the vibe, you know? I get competing can be frustrating sometimes, but don't like just give up or like say bad things, you know? You at the end of the day, you guys can do whatever you want. But I'm just earnestly asking you to recognize the opportunity that we have as a community. And if everyone plays their cards right, and if we all, you know, work together in sharing that vision, UCH could be so big. 154 a year ago would have been unbelievable. Unbelievable that we can get 154 entrants in a tournament. If that's unbelievable a year ago, what's unbelievable now? 300 entrants? Is that what we're going to be seeing a year from now? 500? 1,000? Like, what is it? UCH to the moon. Just get on board. $1,000 is believable. I agree. Are you guys hoping to become an esport too? Yeah. Yeah. I would like for that to happen. Because UCH is just so awesome. The thing is like, it just fills a niche that doesn't exist anywhere else. If I play Celeste, like platforming is the most oversaturated market in gaming ever. Like it's not even close. There are a billion platformers out there. It's so hard to make a platformer and do something new and fresh with it. If I play like Celeste, right? I can play the game competitively by speedrunning. And you could argue that it's player versus player because I'm trying to beat somebody else's times. But at the end of the day, the decisions that I make in the game are not influenced by another person at all. The same thing is true of Mario Maker. The same thing is true of every other platformer you've ever played. But UCH is the one place where it's different. What I do in the game is strategically dependent on my opponent. It's the only platforming game that achieves true player versus player in an interesting and novel way. It just has so much going for it that I can't see a world where UCH isn't viable to be an esport. I just don't see it. It absolutely can be. Bojo, why are you in a server? Why is there a server with zoomed in photo of the Bojack server? This is my event planning server. Yeah. Okay, Batalo, change your profile picture, bro, please. Get rid of this, please, bro. I beg of you. Do you know Howie? This is gonna be a D's nuts joke, and I'm not going to answer it. Can I ask you a question? Yes. Can I sabotage Chonkbot? Well, here's the thing. You have the power to, but if you did, I and many people would be very sad, and I think your ban would go from temporary to permanent, to be honest. What is your favorite tourney based on how it was hosted? I thought Frostbite was so good. Frostbite was great. It was either Frostbite or Pantheon of Farloom. To me, those are the two best tournaments ever. Pantheon of Farloom was ridiculous. There were so many sets, so many insane moments. It was just a treat to be able to commentate that one. Those are my two. Subsurface was also good. I will say, I liked Subsurface. The stage list was awesome. When PH6? Never. I'm only doing... I stopped it at PH5. I made PH5 with the goal of it being the hardest map that a human could conceivably beat in like 500 hours. If you're a top player within 500 hours, that's the hardest map I think you could beat. And I didn't want to go beyond that. But, you know, maybe someday if we get so good that PH5 is not that crazy, then I'd make another one. By the way, can I get the Twitch sub roll? Okay, Zencat already answered it. If you were to create your own esports team for UCH, what would the name be? I don't know, and I feel like I would need to spend so much time thinking to give you a real answer. I don't know. The Bowjackers? I'm not calling it the Bowjackers. I'm not doing that. What is your favorite track in the UCH OST? Probably Waterfall. Probably Waterfall. That is an all-timer. Either that or like Ballroom or Dance Party. One of those, but it's probably one of the first two. Would you rather have explosive, painful diarrhea when you wake up every morning or pee yourself at 1 p.m. every day? Why would I ever in a million years choose the explosive, painful diarrhea? If I have a set time every day with an easier option, I would take this for sure. Easy. How are we doing today? Honestly, I'm doing good now. When I woke up, it's very stressful. I'm not gonna front. This is definitely the most stressed I have ever been with anything. You know, university applications, job applications, school exams, competing in other things. Like, I've never been more stressed with any of that than I have been now. Cause like, Chonkbot is just such a. This is largely untested. It's tested, but it's like I haven't done a full-scale run. There are so many things that could go wrong, and I drastically underestimated how complex of a project this would be with how many moving pieces and how many things can go wrong. I think it will work. And I'm working on a plan B for in case it doesn't, so that no matter what, we can get the tournament going. But I am scared. I don't think I would be this nervous if not for the failure of the first ranked night 2. Because that was just a bug. Like, I did fix it in the end, and the bug was something small that was kind of just there because I didn't have experience building with web development before. So I didn't know, I didn't know that integers would truncate for Discord IDs because they're too long when they don't in Python. And that was what fucked everything over. I know now, and it's fixed, but the fact that that happened one time, that there was a bug that I didn't even consider, that just completely broke the event, that's scary. Because if, what happens if the event goes poorly tomorrow? There is like 100 people in here whose first impression of the game is going to be bad, and that's on me. Like, there's a lot of responsibility for me to execute this well. You should call the team the Schnitzel Gang. I might just have to do that. I cannot believe you found that. It took a while. Miso, dog. So I'm taking it people were not fond of Ultimate Sheep Raccoon. It didn't have it wasn't the greatest on release. I think the most fundamental problem was kind of just that it is trying to be a sequel to UCH without understanding what it is that made UCH so good. In UCH, I can build cool things with no game knowledge. But in Ultimate Sheep Raccoon, I feel like I'm making some changes to the track, but I'm not really designing gameplay. I'm not making the level in the same way. And I just think bikes are not conducive to this format quite as well. That being said, again, I do think the game is in good hands. I've talked with Rich about his vision for the future of USR, UCH, and other stuff, and like, I think he's got a good head on his shoulders. I think his approach to fixing things and growing the game still is correct. I would love to see USR succeed as much as possible. But for me personally, I just like UCH too much. It's hard for me to play a different game. Bojack, can we play a match? No. Rank Night 2 is the single most disgusting bug ever. Yeah, I won't lie. I cried a little bit after that one. Because that was just, I don't know, it's just so sad. I feel like there's a lot of pressure on me to do things well. And it's not necessarily pressure that other people put forward, but like, I'm just an ambitious person. I've said it over and over again in this stream, but I have very grand ambitions for where I want UCH to go. And the only reason I have the influence to make the decisions that make that kind of thing possible is because people trust me to do a good job. So if I do a bad job with things, like, what does that say about me and that trust that you put into me? It was sad. It was very sad. That sent me on a little bit of a spiral where I had to lock the fuck in on programming as much as I could. But fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Do you think UCH will ever get more items? I cannot confirm or deny anything. Cannot talk about it. I would hope to see more items. I think from a business perspective, it makes sense to put out updates with items, because like UCH makes money when you create an update that brings old players back. If you want to make money from UCH, if I was Clever Endeavor, my goal wouldn't be like, oh, let's make content that looks cool so that new people buy the game. No. I want to make stuff that makes the game fresh enough that people who have played the game before come back to the game, because those people have friends. And some of their friends probably don't have UCH, and that's the market. Those are the people that are going to buy it. So, when you release things like characters or levels, maybe it makes the game a little bit fresh, but not really. Not in the way that items do. Not in the way that, other more fundamental updates would. So I think knowing that, they probably will. They probably will add items. Add inconsistent corners back. But hell no. Where are you on the leaderboard? I think you are like 50th. Oh no, wait. You are... Right now, the leaderboard is... Where are you? Am I blind? Where are you? Oh, there you are. Okay, you are. 55. Oopie, I think you are... I don't know. Okay, here's the thing. On the lower half of the bracket, the seating is basically in order of when you registered. I am going to randomize it so that that's not the case, but like, beyond that, right now, the way I do seating is I look at all of the top players and I lock them into their positions, and then I just click seed by rank. And this just seeds players in order of their ranked elo. Because that's not the final seeding, but that's a good preliminary seeding. If I wanted to seed 155 people, it would be really slow for me to drag all of them, up and down to their correct positions. But if I seed by rank, then people are in close enough to the correct order from the start, where, like, it doesn't take as much work. Oh, but I definitely screwed some people over there. I think Astef got moved way down because Astef doesn't have... Yeah. But yeah, if you've played UCH ranked, maybe it's unfair, but you will get a bit of bias in getting a good seed. But it shouldn't matter too much. I don't think it matters too much here. Do you prioritize the top 50s being manually seeded? Yeah. I learned loads of new tech today, so I think I can get plat soon. Hell yeah, okay. Nice. I believe in you, homie. I'm looking forward to seeing the rise of Devski. But where did you go here? You have played ranked, right? Oh, there you go. You're 50th. Okay. Is 55 good? Yeah, 55 is good. 50. This is great. Because everyone here is like good players. These are all advanced or above. Thanks for the word of advice after the subsurface tourney. Yeah, dude, of course. I love giving advice to people. I actually do. Like, if someone hits me up for genuine, like, how do I do this? If someone hits me up for advice in a way where it's clear that they're not just asking me for advice for an excuse to talk to me, which may sound conceited, but I get a lot of DMs like that. If someone's asking for genuine advice, I love helping out. I really do. I want everyone to be the best version of themselves. I want to do what I can to make that happen. All right, Bojack, glad I could help with the seating. I'm going to go to bed now. Take it easy, Zencat. Good luck tomorrow. You got this. Thoughts on Sunday tournaments? Good question. Now that UCH community is growing, and now that we have more and more organizers, it's really hard to reserve a date now. So, like, Sunday tournaments are going to become more common. I don't think they're going to be, like, regular events. I don't think they're going to be actual 1v1 standard events, but things like Bounty Hunter, things like Blitz, like amateur tournaments. I think there's a lot of stuff you could throw on a Sunday that would be good. And beyond that, we're going to do weekday tournaments as well. We already have ranked night. If you guys haven't, keep an eye out in the Discord server. Every Thursday, there's going to be a tournament where all of your matches count towards your ranked elo. It basically is just ranked, but with an actual queue. It is awesome. Join it this week. Join up. Okay, I need to drink some water. I need to be very careful to not ruin my voice today, because I've been talking nonstop. I lost all my motivation after and took a 2-month break, and I looked back in the server for my last messages. I read what you wrote and genuinely never felt better. I got back into it and I'm feeling better. Hell yeah. I'm glad to hear that. It definitely can be a frustrating experience when you first start out and you're losing against people. Because UCH is a very unforgiving game. If you're playing against Morphin, you're just gonna get absolutely trucked. Like, there's nothing, you're done. You're cooked. But because of that, you can feel your improvement quickly. Because there's such a gap between skill, when you gain new skill, you really feel it. And it adds a lot to the game. Also, dude, why does my Spotify just keep stopping? It's actually pissing me off. Bro loves coaching people. I do. Also, let me catch up on YouTube. My bad. I'm practicing all day. I've gotten better so much faster. Hell yeah. I'm glad to hear it. Keep it up. Keep up the good work. I hope to play against you guys someday. I hope someday that, you know, I fear seeing your name in the bracket. How can I change better free play keybinds? Press F1. Brings up this. Right now, better free play is broken, and I want to fix it. I'm just focused on distortion stuff. What is your favorite map? It is the map that Awesome200 made for distortion. Once you see the full version of this map, I think this is my favorite map ever. It's either that or honestly this one. Like, both of my favorite maps are probably from distortion. But if we're talking about other maps, you know, outside of that, it's this. I love Green Hill Zone. This map is so good. Gameplay cooked. Aesthetic is great. Love it. Like, it's just so simple. But the gameplay is just so good. Yes. Bojack, how we doing? Oh. Why do most new players appear for only a few days? What another wonderful question. Okay, wait. Let me answer this one first, because I want to stay caught up on the YouTube comments. First of all, here's the Bojack Land invite. If you're not in here, I advertise all my streams in here. Tap in. I also talk to people in here and, you know, write my thoughts on things. This is the place to be. How do you differentiate between people who ask for advice because they actually want advice and people who are really just looking for a reason to talk to you? It's kind of vibe based. Like, sometimes you can kind of just tell when someone's asking a question and they came up with that question for the sake of having a question. You know what I mean? I don't know. It really is just vibes based, but I can tell for the most part. It's especially, like, it is especially valuable if someone has tried something and they explain to me, like, I want to get better at this. I've tried this, but it's not working. What's my problem? If you can give me a question like that, I will answer it every single time, because that says to me that you're working. You're grinding. You're working at it. That's a genuine question 10 times out of 10. Yeah. Why do most new players appear for only a few days? It is because we don't have a good enough retention. We don't have enough happening for newer players to stick around. There need to be more ways to engage with the community that are easy to get into. Because the thing about joining a new community is that it's really intimidating. You see this group of people who all seem to know each other and it's already established. They know the rules of how to communicate in this space and you don't. It's really intimidating to join something. That's why I added register buttons, because when people have to type register in a channel, it seems like it should be a small thing, but if you're looking over like a long period of time with a large group of people, it makes a serious difference. And the same thing is true of, like, amateur brackets. Amateur brackets are less intimidating to enter, and that's why I want to do a weekly Rookie Rumble, because I want to give people a way to consistently engage with the community when you're new to the game. If somebody joins and they say, how do I get involved in competitive UCH? If I don't have an answer to that question, then I am failing at my job. So that's why newer players don't stick around. We don't have existing systems yet that are good enough. But I think it's getting better. I think it's getting way better. Ranked has improved that. I've been noticing a crazy number. Like, Ranked is active. We have 4 active matches in Ranked right now. I see often even more than that. Like, Ranked is seriously building up momentum, and I think it's giving a new avenue for new players to consistently engage with the game. Beyond that, we need content, and we need streams. We really need streams. I should stream more. Truthfully, I really should, but if there's just always a constant reminder that you are in a community and there are things happening in that community and there are things that you can do and there are ways that you can engage with it that are more casual, that don't require effort, that kind of stuff keeps a community alive. So lock in, guys. Start streaming. Start streaming. More streams. I've been so happy recently being able to watch Morphin and Kreutz do ranked streams. And even, honestly, I watch other ranked streams too. It's just really, I love it. I love being able to watch UCH content, and I never get to because I'm the guy making the content more often than not. I can start streaming if you want. Do it. Please. I love watching UCH content. I'm genuinely like in the chat most of the time when people stream ranked. I try my best to welcome people, so I'm kind of sad when they just give up after a while. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. I think that's just the reality of it, is that most people are going to come for a small amount of time and it won't be for them. You know, even if UCH were as big as it possibly could be. Like, let's imagine a world where there were 1 million competitive UCH players. That's crazy. I honestly think that that's probably outside of the realm of possibility. But if there were 1 million, that still means that, you know, that's 1 in 8,000 people who think UCH is for them. That means that a vast majority of the people who show up aren't going to stick around. I'm scared of how people hear and if they can understand my voice and how can I overcome this? That is a tricky one, and I don't know. I think a lot of it has to do with age. Like, for me, my voice was way worse for streaming when I first started streaming. But now, like, my voice has developed. It sounds more full, you know? But, I don't know. Beyond that, just, I don't think I'm the best person to give advice there. I don't. Yeah, Ember might actually be... Ember probably is the best person in this chat to ask advice for when it comes to, like, voice training. For sure. Ember's got experience. Are you afraid of me TOing and failing? No. I'm not afraid of people TOing and failing. I think now it's less impactful. If somebody hosts a tournament and things go poorly, there's so much other stuff going on that it's not as big of a deal. You know, I think that's good. Because if you want to grow, you need to have room to fail. I've only gotten to the place, you know, I've only gotten to the position that I'm in because I've failed time and time and time again. I've failed more than anyone else here, I'm sure. There were times where I failed as a player. There were times where I failed as a community organizer. When I came out with the first rankings, the methodology that I used was flawed, and I didn't understand the responsibility I had, and that caused issues for a couple people in the community. That was a failure. I've had events that didn't go as well as I wanted them to. I've had videos that I didn't do great on. Failure is the most important thing in life because it teaches you where to go. And if you want to be a better and more complete person, you need to look at your failures as opportunities to improve. Where would you seed Kiata in Distortion or Cold Heart or any of the other top players? Great question. I think Kiata is bare minimum top 10. I don't think there's a world where I wouldn't seed Kiata at least 10th, but realistically, I think I don't know, it depends. Does Kiata have 2 weeks of time to play before the event or no? Like, how much time are we giving them to warm up? Because that's a very big difference. Kiata with 2 weeks, I would put in 6th. I would move Ember down and put Kiata there. Kiata without 2 weeks, I'd probably put 10th. But I don't know. Like, Kiata's a very, very good player. And if you've played with Kiata in casual games, even after years of being retired, he still can keep up in top player lobbies, no problem. It wasn't that long ago I played a 2v2. It was like me and Kiata versus like Morphin and Kreutz or something, and Kiata was low-key the best player in the lobby for a little bit, but only a little bit. He had flashes. I don't know, lack of tourney experience could be a factor. Yeah, absolutely. Take it easy, Ninja Striker. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I think you're probably right, Mormon. If I was doing if I was seeding purely based off of skill, how good I think Kiata is at party mode, I genuinely would drop Kiata in 5th. But Kiata hasn't competed in tournaments lately, so I think it's way more likely that, you know, something similar to Ignition happens, where he just kind of loses sets that he never would otherwise, just because he hasn't had experience handling the nerves lately. So yeah, that's my answer. For Coldheart, I don't think nerves are an issue. Probably 6th. I think probably if you take Coldheart today, he's probably beating everyone below Milena. I think Milena could beat Coldheart just by having such ridiculous mechanical skill. I could for sure see that. You know, Coldheart would have to adapt. I think Ember would probably... I don't know. I can't say for sure. All I know is that every time Coldheart left the community and people are like, oh, he's washed now, and then he came back and he was still the best. I feel like if that happened like 4 or 5 times, at a certain point you just have to be like, well, maybe let's give him a bit more credit. Bidu, I would seed... I don't know. Probably 4th. I think the top... I think Bidu in terms of pure skill is at a pretty comparable level to the players in the top 3. But he doesn't have tournament experience. Like, any of the top 3 players would just win through tournament experience and building fundamentals. Other top players... Hey, listen, call me crazy. I would seed myself 4th. I think that's around where I am right now. I would seed... Who else? I don't know how good Ramon is. I don't know who else. I don't know who else I would consider here. So that is my final answer. Maybe. Okay, awesome. Yeah, my answer would change if it was a different time every day. Look it up. Will you ever make USR content? Probably not. Probably not. Where do I rank in your top 3 players list? In my top 3 players list, like compared to Kreutz, Raito, and Morphin? Well, I mean, I put you on top personally, but... Alright, could you tell me what rank I deserve from this clip? Oh my god, Audio Warden, you were not lying. Okay, first thing I noticed is that you're not NSTing on your wide jump. Your movement is like pretty naturally good, but you don't have like the crispness to it. Like, you don't use NST yet on everything. I'd say like probably like mid to high gold. What's a good use for each viable item? God, we're getting awesome questions today. Oh my god. I will give some. I need to speed run through. Let me answer a few faster questions first, and then I'll get back to it. Top 3 YouTubers you want to see make a video about UCH. Ludwig for sure, because I have some ideas that I think would go well. Like, I think I could do, if you know his Bro vs. Pro series, I think I could, if I practiced, I could probably beat them with a blindfold on. And I think that would be insanely good content. So yeah, Ludwig is the dream. Obviously, Ludwig, Jinxie. And who else? It would have to be like a gamer. It would have to be a gamer. Green Suiji. I would love to see Green Suiji play UCH because I think he'd be good. I think he'd be very, very good at UCH. How do I make my streams more appealing? I usually average 3 viewers, but I know there are more people in the community that could watch my streams that need to be more engaging. Flower, I'm timing you out. Stop saying stuff like this. This is not appropriate. I'm a grown-ass man. Not appropriate. I don't want to see any more of that. How do I make my streams more appealing? Definitely having energy having energy about things helps a lot. Talking about things that people are interested in. It's difficult. The thing with streaming is that you have to overcome the initial threshold where you don't have enough viewers to have an active chat. When you have an active chat, there is something for you to engage with. There's always something to talk about. But getting past that point is the hard part, for sure. I think starting the way you are now with commentating and streaming other sets, that is a great way to start. That is a wonderful way to start. Because that, like, you know, you get extra viewers from the tournament, and then some of those people will stick around. When are you going to play in another tournament? Once I'm done with Distortion, and I'm done with a lot of the work that I'm doing right now. Can you explain NST to new players? Yes, I can. All right. Can I... Thank you. Just want a clean space for this. All right, watch me carefully. This is me running. I'm gonna jump and then I'm gonna turn around. See how it takes me a little bit of time to slow down? Like I need to, if I'm going to the right, I need to slow down before I start accelerating to the left. Because I'm just accelerating to the left. That's how it is. Watch this now. I'm going to sprint and then I'm going to let go of sprint directly. Do you see how I instantly slow down? Instantly. Instantly slowing down is effectively the same thing as accelerating in the opposite direction very fast. So if I want to turn around the fastest way possible, I let go of the sprint and then I sprint in the opposite direction because I instantly slow down and then I instantly accelerate back towards the left. It is the fastest way for you to turn in this game. Outside of like some other advanced tech called backwards wall jump. That's not always usable, only on certain walls. Yeah, that's how NST works. It is the single most fundamental skill in UCH, more than quick jumping, if you want to be good at the game, NST, get really, really good at it. At some point in the near future, I do want to give like a full precision lesson, because I've noticed some people just do precision wrong, and like you can get so good if you just practice it. Oh man. Could you possibly make a guide on how to mod on Windows 11? I tried, but it never works for me, and I really want the more colors mod. Yeah, I probably could. I don't know if I'm the guy to do that, though. I feel like someone else should make a guide. Can you give UPI Advanced? If UPI has the tournament results to... If UPI has the tournament results to back it up, for sure. After I register, how will I know which lobby to join? It's my first tournament. I got you, homie. I got you. Here it is. This video right here will answer all of your questions.
We are just one day away from Distortion.
Let me go to YouTube so I can turn up the volume.
For a lot of you, this is your first UCH
not that much.
So here's everything you
Where
need
is
to
it?
know.
Where is
The
it?
tournament starts at 2 p.m. Eastern. We are just one day away from Distortion. For a lot of you, this is your first UCH tournament, so here's everything you need to know. The tournament starts at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. If you aren't sure what that is in your time zone, just check the date in event info. This is a Discord timestamp which automatically shows your local time. There will be a check-in for this event. An hour before it starts, a check-in channel will appear, pinging everyone who's registered. All you need to do is click the check-in button and you're good to go. Once the tournament begins, look to the top of the Discord
important part.
server. Anytime you have a match available, the bot will create a channel that only you, your opponent, and the tournament organizers can see. From here, it's simple. The bot will give you instructions for everything you need to do. Just check in for your match, pick the map by banning stages, play the match, then report the result. Once you're in game, you will be playing using the built-in tournament rule set. If you want to read more about competitive play, go to event info and click on this link.
Everyone should read the rules. If you don't know the rules, okay, all I will say, if you should know how to handle a tiebreaker, and you should know what to do when you don't know what to do. If someone makes the map impossible, if your opponent places something illegal, if there's like some, confusion about the rules, if there is a tiebreaker, any of that, save the level. Save the level locally. You just go here, press escape, save level locally. That way, if, you can still play on the map. Everyone should know this. You should be doing this by default. Save the map as much as you can, because the biggest thing that can hold a tournament up, and this happens pretty often, is people will play out their match, and then they don't know what to do when it's a tiebreaker, and they don't save the map, so then they feel like they have to play another entire match. And no other matches can start until that match is done. So it doubles the length of a round. That is the most important thing, by far.
You can read the full official rule set, which describes all the rules we use to play the game competitively. But if you're newer, the single most important thing that you need to know is that anytime something happens
wait,
where
he's
you
spitting
aren't
here.
sure what to do,
He's spitting.
save the map locally, then contact a tournament organizer. As long as you have the map saved, you can pause the game to figure out what to do, then load back in and keep playing.
How do I join?
You should be
Ray,
saving
let me
the map
give you...
anytime it becomes impossible. Your
People,
opponent places an
No.
illegal setup.
Let me give you the link. Let me give you the link. If you want to join Distortion, this is for everyone. If you want to join the link, click on this, and then come over here to event update, or sorry, to register in the Distortion channel category. Click on register, and you're done. That's it. Every other thing that you need to do for the tournament, you will be pinged for. Just be available tomorrow at, a little bit before 2 p.m. Eastern, and you're good.
The game ends in a tie, or you just aren't sure what to do next. Beyond that, if you have
Take it
any
easy, Amber.
questions now or during the event, just ping the Distortion TO rule in the questions channel. I personally will be busy commentating during the event, so if you ping me directly, it's more likely that I'll miss it. Finally, let's talk about the format of the event. Distortion is a Swiss filter tournament, meaning there will be a Swiss stage which filters everyone into different skill brackets. You'll start by playing 3 matches, and depending on how well you do, you'll be put into either a beginner, intermediate, or a pro bracket. Once the bracket starts, you play until you've lost 2 sets, at which point you've been eliminated. If this is confusing at all, there is no need to worry. Even if you don't understand the format,
Yeah, you will,
the bot will
Tornado.
ping you with instructions whenever it's your turn to play. If at any point you need to leave the event, ping a tournament organizer to let them know. With that, you should have everything you...
We got it. We got it. All right, real quick. YouTube, I've been missing your comments. I honestly just don't think I'm ready for a tournament yet. I'm not graduated from the UCH Academy. I have some good news for you. This is why Distortion is the perfect... This is the tournament to start in. Because if you joined, for example, Pantheon of Farley... Well, let's find one without an amateur bracket. Let's say you joined Fluorescent Frenzy. How many players here? Like, Coriengo's the 25th seed. Coriengo's good enough to be a graduate. That means there's 5 players in this entire event that are not graduate level. Let me show you where the graduates start. It's like here, 60 in the 60s. There are about 100 people who are not graduated from the academy, which means 2/3 of the people in this event you can beat. If you are worried that you aren't good enough, I got news for you. You are. It's time. Okay. Any more YouTube comments that I missed? What's up, Joshy? Can I join that Discord, or is it private? Yeah, it is allowed. But I don't know if you're still in here. If you are, let me know. I can send you a link again. Bojack Land. Oh, man. I'm deleting this. I don't want this. Realistically speaking, where could I finish in the tournament? I think a good goal for you is to try and make the pro bracket. I think the pro bracket is a realistic possibility for a lot of players, but it's hard, So that should be, your first goal. Beyond that, if you make it to intermediate bracket, try and make top 8. Something like that. I think those are 2 good goals. Bojack, what are your thoughts on the burnt peanut? I don't like that guy. Can you show me how to do a super jump from the wall? I would love to, but I think now's probably not the time. I should get back to work pretty soon, so I'm gonna have to cut the stream in not too long. And I think that would take me a lot. It would take me a long time to explain efficiently. I can show you sometime after Distortion is done. Hit me up when I'm streaming, and I'll have an answer for you. To answer this question, what are some ways you can use? Where was it? Where was it? What's a good use for each viable item? Low key, I want to answer this question, but this might take a while. How about I talk about a few underexplored ideas instead? Conveyor belts. Right now, people only do this. This is the conveyor belt setup because it's hard enough to matter, but it's easy enough that you can learn it and get consistent with it. And it's easy to place, and it's easy to recognize where you're going to need to place it. Literally anytime there's a wall, like a roof, just place the conveyor belt underneath it. But there's a lot more you can do. There's so much more. Like something like this. Something like, maybe like this. This is just a 2-block jump. But as soon as you add the conveyor to it, it changes things. Like, I really like setups like this. I use this a lot because it's just really good for me. This changes things just so slightly. Or like, I hit this against Morphin. This is a disgustingly good setup for me. I will watch this as I fail it, though. Yeah, of course. No. This is hard, I can't lie. Oh. This is hard because you can't use AVS. Bro, I can't even hit the precision now. Alright, you guys are just gonna have to trust me that it's good for me, I promise you. I'm actually, fun fact, I'm actually like intentionally throwing so that people think it's a good idea to set this up against me in tournament. Obviously, that's, you know, what's going on here. Stuff like that though, I don't know. There's a lot more you can do with conveyor belts. In general, if you want a conveyor belt to do something, you can just, any setup where you need to stand in a certain spot to do it, place a conveyor belt there, and now suddenly you have to stand and account for the conveyor belt. There's a lot more depth the conveyor belts could have. People just need to learn how to use them in a way that's like easy. As for cannons, dead ass, just place cannon baits. This is the cool, like this is the easiest way to make a cool and fun setup. If I get shot by the cannon, there's a time afterwards where I can just go through it. So you can create all sorts of crazy movement. Like what if we placed a cannon over here or something, and then we could add, maybe we could add like this spike ball or something. You know, screw it, add this too. This is a very simple setup. I didn't put much thought into it, and it probably rules. Like, it's so easy. Cannons are just so easy to make fun stuff with. They really are. For glue, I think glue jumps are incredible. Stuff like this tech where you can do a coyote jump and get the full height even though you're on the glue. There's so much you can do with that. And if you really practice and get good at it, that's an area where I think people are disproportionately bad, where you could gain a lot of, you could get some wins as a player above your skill level, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm only going to give a few examples, because I could talk for a very long time, and I don't think I want to. I'm gonna stream the tourney tomorrow, face cam and no face cam. Whatever you're comfortable with. I will say, face cam streams typically do better, but your call. It really is your call. Do you think a tourney where players fly out to play in person is ever gonna happen? I hope so. I think so. I have some tentative plans to get an IRL UCH tournament going. The only difficulty is like, there aren't that many Canadian UCH players, so I'd have to do it somewhere else probably. But I don't know. If I ever get mega rich or something, like I move beyond just the UCH community in terms of a content creator, I would drop some money to make something like that happen. Final question before I go to sleep. What editing software do you use? I got loads of clips. DaVinci Resolve. It is like the best free software that I've ever used. I cannot believe a software that good is free. It's crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. All right, we're there. We've done it. We've done it. I'm going to end stream now because I need to work and I really don't want to ruin my voice for tomorrow. So goodbye, everybody. It has been good. Distortion tomorrow. Make sure you are ready. Make sure you are available. Be ready for check-in. Have a good one. Again, thank you everyone for the support. This has been a ridiculous... We got 116 subs today. That's disgusting. That is our most I've ever seen. I will drink water. I just emptied my water bottle, so I need to get a new one. Again, thank you so much for the support. Every penny of that is going towards Distortion. I appreciate all of you so much. Have a lovely day. Peace.